bleh to me. I mean, every single syllable was just
I went north and that's it. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm from the Midwest, sir.
There's a town in West Virginia called Big Ugly.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
I love these facts so much.
Dude, there were legit 5 jokes running through
Imagine
my mind.
right now where you come from. Big Ugly. Yeah, that checks out. That ain't surprising at all.
Big ugly West
Just look at
Virginia.
your ID. Are you the mayor?
Cause like even like out of context, it's just like big ugly West Virginia. It's like, hey, our state isn't that bad. It's like, no, I'm just saying a city. It's a place that exists.
Big ugly, comma, West Virginia. Oh, I would hate it.
Oh, legitimately.
Imagine you're a basketball star hailing from big ugly West Virginia.
Nintendo absolutely knows about the internet, Triton, because like a couple months after the Bowsette thing happened, they changed the crown's description. It was just like, only Toadette can wear this crown. So it's just like, kill that noise. Martin Luther King Jr. earned a C in his public speaking class during his 2 semesters in seminary school.
Who is that teacher?
Who's the dude?
Okay, is it a white teacher? And is that the reason why?
Let me go
Who
look
was
at
the
these.
dude that... Cause you know you gotta wake up one day
It just
20 years later.
That mother changed everything.
And I gave him a motherfucking C.
He wrote the I Have a Dream speech in school. He's just like, why are you writing about dreams? Dreams are for children.
You'll never make it, Martin. This is trash.
Or does the dude wake up like, yeah, my C incentivized him to get better?
Y'all know I was his teacher.
Yeah.
And I told him that I was pushing him to do better.
Apply
The C
yourself.
was- oh my goodness.
You can go one or two ways with that way. Either A, I'm a fraud, or B, I'm inspiring people so hard that I inspired the civil rights movement. Just through my teaching.
It's just some like physicist teacher in like the 30s is like, oh man, look, I'm looking through all these old papers that I got, physics papers. Look at this D- I gave to this kid named Albert Einstein.
Oh, no, surely that can't be the same one.
Dude, imagine Stephen King in a creative writing class. It's like, C- sir, your adjectives, I don't know what you're doing. A dog with rabies, what's up?
In Tupac in math class, the teacher just comes up, Tupac, what I tell you about writing raps in class?
You're not gonna make it with this. You need these numbers. Get some bucks in you. And then 4 years later, you gotta dance around to slip up. You want the club banging it.
You know I taught Sue Tupac.
Oh, dude, I would never sleep.
I'd be shaking.
The PS5 in a year has outsold the Wii U's lifetime sales.
Y'all leave the Wii U alone. Tried his best.
Hey, consumers did.
Accurate.
That's not.
Yes, it is.
Early
Yes, it is.
adopter.
Exactly what we're going for.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, I will never forget that woman with all them Wii U's in the back of her car, thinking she was gonna flip them boys.
Oh, someone tried to do that near you guys?
No, it's a viral picture.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
You never seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, I'll look it up.
I think I've seen this.
It's unfortunate. Let's see what else we got. Well, actually.
Yep, all I had to look up was Wii U woman.
Wii U woman. Oh, this is gonna be
Get
good.
some. Get some, y'all.
The Wii U woman.
No, I already got it on for you.
Oh, okay.
Where's it going?
He posted it in chat.
Oh, okay. I can look at it.
Oh no.
Scalper beautifully boned.
Oh, and those are like even. Ooh. There's probably like 2 per box in the boxes behind her too. Yikes.
That boy's in a back seat and everything.
Yeah, you can see him on the console. Dude, this is at least 10?
She's like, this is my retirement.
Yeah, she thought she was gonna flip these for double because remember the Wii was having supply issues, so this is the next console of the Wii, so why wouldn't I do it?
She didn't find it odd that she can buy in 15 of them?
Day one in the store.
Yeah, I was, because of like what the day I went through trying to get a Wii when it first came out, where I lucked the fuck out. By someone's generosity, which, where's that in this world? Where I was just so concerned about getting a Wii U day one, where I just walked into GameStop. I'm like, you guys go Wii U's? Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And no waste there, bruh.
Yep.
Remember at my GameStop, they had a tower of them built just for people to grab and go.
Yeah,
You
why?
ain't even gotta pay, Pimpin'. Just go ahead and take it.
Because they thought it was gonna be another Wii situation where they were just gonna fly off the shelf. They probably overstocked and everything.
Oh yeah, GameStop for real had that problem.
Please take these. We need to put we have another display that we need to put here.
$100 off, please, anybody.
Can I get this keychain? Absolutely. And here's
Scott.
your complimentary Wii U.
I'm good.
Wii U featuring the upcoming great title, Zombie U. Remember that one? That was one of their big
They
hype
ported it.
titles.
They ported
Yeah, they
it to like
ported it.
PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation 4. It was on PlayStation Plus.
I played it at a con. That was a fun game.
It was decent. I got it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podcast of Stuff, episode 317. We are missing a Ralph. He is sitting this one out today, and then DA will be here soon-ish. Until then, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man will be filling in for the part of DA.
Yep.
Infinitely more character and charisma.
I can't say that.
Uh-oh.
Not those two.
All
We're
right.
looking at the best and the worst of the Podcast of Stuff. I'll let people decide who's the best and who's the worst. I'm just saying, one man is here streaming like 6 days a week.
Boy. Anyways. But I will say, Ralph, he decided to step out because he didn't think he had interesting things to talk about. Sir, you watch and listen to different things than the rest of us. You have interesting things to talk about. I know, for one, you are obsessed with Hazbin Hotel. You could have talked about that for all of TV if you wanted to. So,
Oh, wow. I have nothing for TV. I just realized.
I have a few things, but yeah, for movies and TV are lacking for me.
Games are like my number one.
Same here.
And then movies. And then probably manga.
It's games. Music was surprisingly big. I didn't realize how much I'd listened to this year. Manga, TV, movies.
Oh, wow. That movies is real small.
I
Oh
only
my
saw
God.
5 movies this year, and one of them I saw 3 times.
Yeah, I was legitimately shocked, and I know which movie that is.
Oh, yeah.
I was legitimately shocked at how many games I played this year.
Yeah.
Because I was figuring at one point, that list, I might just have to do my top 5 and bottom 5 and just send it out.
Mhm.
But I legit had to take games off the list, and I was like, wow, what are we doing?
Oh, I didn't take any
No,
off.
I didn't. I had to. So I made sure to only do one remake. Because I could have put Dead Space and Resident Evil on there. And
There's
I
like
was
4 of them this year that were good.
And Mario. Mario was another one where I was just like, nope, only one
Yep.
remake.
Yeah.
I don't know what the 4th one would be.
Metroid.
See, that's not me.
Yeah, you
No,
didn't
I
play
do
it,
wanna
but
play it.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying there were 4 legitimately fantastic remakes this year. There's already one this year already.
Dude, Persona 3 Reload is good. It's good.
Where are you at?
I like some of the changes they made, and some of the other ones I'm just like, I really
What month are you?
no idea here. Late July.
Okay, I'm at the end of September.
Okay, you're almost you're getting there.
I'm getting there. Again, you don't care about it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out in like a week and a half. I gotta finish this fucking game.
No,
On
it
top
could just go on
of
the back burner.
streaming Power World, streaming Hi-Fi Rush, and all this other stuff that I'm playing too. That's all good.
Helldivers.
We haven't even gotten Helldivers yet. That's actually one thing. So, I guess real quick before we jump into that. So, just to get it out of the way, your weekly reminder: Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, get your vaccines and boosters, wear your masks, crowded indoor places, support Ukraine, support LGBTQ rights, support body autonomy, pay employees what
letter
you're worth.
boys get them.
I usually say fuck bullies, but in this side, fuck genocide. If it hasn't been implied what I've been referencing, by
It's
that.
amazing how much people are getting in trouble for just going, "Hey, can they stop killing people?"
Yeah, seriously, like that. What is happening over there is extremely layered, and there's a lot of nuance. I had a talk with my sister, which we usually don't talk politics at all. I think it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. She's like, "So, what do you think about Israel and Palestine?" I'm like, "Are you, Megan?
I
We don't."
just sat down, woman.
And then she's like me and her, like, I'm like, we never talk about deep shit. What is this? Like, but I'm just like, it is nuanced. It is layered. My whole thing is fuck Netanyahu. And fuck, I'm forgetting the terrorist organization that basically owns the government of Palestine.
Yeah.
Someone can check and help me out. That'd be great. But yeah, it's like those are the aspects that just like both of those sides are just shitty. And there's unfortunately, I just hate something, a bunch of innocent people caught in between these two horrible factions fighting each other.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, you're bombing literal civilians right now. And the U.S. is helping
Literal
give bombs.
children.
And it's
Dude, legit just sending aid over there. Like, what are we doing? Are we going to be part of this or not? And if we are, we need to like let it be known. Don't just fund people and just go, all right, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. But I digress. And be good to one another, just above all else. So, Helldivers. This is just a fun little trend that has been
while
happening.
you're talking, I need to grab my phone because that has my entire list, and I have no idea where it is.
But just so Helldivers is just continuing this trend that I think has been happening since Lethal Company. Maybe a game before that, where it's just like people are just putting out good games. And, like, they're not expecting the praise and the love that they're getting. And it's just like, oh, we are selling way more than we intended. Oh, no. Yes, thank you. But, oh, no. And they're having to then adjust on the fly. Happened with Lethal Company. Is happening with Power World. Is now happening with Helldivers, too. Oh, I heard some music.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, you're trying to find it.
Yeah, find
but
my
just
app
like
through my watch.
And it's just like, oh, I got one now. Finally, I've joined the 2020s.
Welcome.
And it's just kind of funny how, and you know, Twitch is helping with this, where it's just like if you're making a good game, people are going to stream your game, and it's going to basically be free marketing for your game, and people are going to buy the game after seeing the streamer play the game, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just if you make a good game that's fun, people are going to buy it. It's a shocking concept.
And if you can get multiple people on board through like co-op and
Yeah.
party systems and that type of thing, it helps even more. Because I
Mhm.
think if Baldur's Gate was just strictly single player, only you can play your party, I don't think it would have done as well as it did. But the
Yeah.
fact that you can play with other people and all of you can have your own characters and that type of thing, I think it lends a lot more to people wanting to bring their friends in so y'all can all have fun as opposed to you just having fun by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And I think Helldivers is like that. And
Yes.
it's so crazy because it's just a pure PvE. And they're like, dude, if you want PvP, it is not coming to this game. Do not ask for it. This is our game. You can like it or not. And people love it.
Yep.
It's now top, I think it's the 24th most concurrent players on Steam now of all time.
And just think about it. A little less than a month ago, that's Power World. Like again,
Yeah.
people just put out a good game that resonates with people, that has co-op, that's fun. Boo! Shoots up the charts. Amazing concept.
And yet here we are with Suicide Squad, where it's like I don't even know if the game is good or not.
And I guess from what I've read, the story isn't even fully in the game. It's going to be continuously coming out. I don't know if you have to pay for it or not either.
That would be
Because like the whole rumor of the game, spoilers for Suicide Squad, if you want spoilers for that game. 3, 2, 1. People are thinking that's not actually the Justice League, it's clones. There's hints.
yeah. Which would suck.
You want them to commit?
I'd be fine if they just went, hey, this isn't actually the Justice League. Just like for Injustice. Hey, this is not the Superman, Batman, all of them you know. This is a parallel universe that went through their own problems, and here's how they came to this.
The problem is that they outrightly stated, even though they had to make like a bunch of contrivances and like bending the story in the game, this is in the Arkhamverse.
Yes. Which is goofy.
Yeah. Where it's just after Batman gives up being Batman, he just decides, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go join the Justice League. Like a year later.
Like, what are we doing? Everybody knows who he is, and just like, well, how are you still alive, sir?
But yeah.
I do not believe the clone theory whatsoever, because it makes little to no sense to make Speed Force move. Like, who knows?
It's in his
Who knows?
DNA. I don't know. Anyways, but gonna go through some a few news tidbits, and then we will get into the meat of best and worst of 2023 while we wait for DA to get here. All right, some trailers. We got to the trailer for X-Men 97, the sequel of the 1997 X-Men, cartoon. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. There's
he
some
said it out-
controversy. Blah, blah, blah.
What is it?
Woke! What do you mean?
I assumed, but I was hoping for more.
No!
Is
We
it Storm's hair?
can't have them!
Is it Storm's haircut? Like, come on, it looks great.
No. Morph is gonna be non-binary.
He can transform into literally any fucking person. Of course he is.
So what? Basically, they don't understand that non-binary people weren't invented in like the 2015, 2016
There wasn't like
era.
a term. It wasn't an actual thing
Yes.
back then. Like they existed,
Yes.
but it wasn't like a term. It wasn't known.
Yes.
And now
just
they
like
have a name
trans,
for it.
like, it's non-binary, and now they're instead of he is gonna be they them, and people are big mad. And the
This
whole
one's
thing
for
is-
them, Mork. I said,
Hey,
I said
there's
Mork.
a rumor. There's a rumor that Wolverine is gonna be bisexual, and Morph is his lover. which would lead more credence to the "this was for you" morph. But woof.
Would they go that far to do that?
It's crazy because they can.
Even if it's just like a little kiss, like, this one's for you, Morph Smooch. Like,
Ooh, no, this is gonna be hilarious either way. And they're also crying that Rogue has less ass.
oh, well, that is something to cry over. I will. Oh boy.
We're all fans of Derriere.
Yes, indeed. But I just kind of like.
Go ahead. I'm more of a tit man, so.
Same here, but I do appreciate a nice
yes.
behind.
You can appreciate the form.
Yes. I just like the progression of the show. It's like you have Locus that you get 30 months.
Jesus Christ, what are y'all doing here?
Yeah. Oh, so it's been a while since we've cracked 20. Amber and Haley just decided to go ham on Friday and gifted like 15 subs. So thanks again, you guys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it up there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just like progression of the show, like Xavier's gone. We have Jean and Cyclops expecting a baby. Like, just fun little stuff here and there.
A direct continuation of where we were.
Exactly. As a part of the Super Bowl, we got the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. The hair looks awful, very intentionally, and I love it.
Beautiful, and it's beautiful. It's the worst thing imaginable, and I love it.
And just again, with him being able to break the fourth wall, it's just like he makes fun of Disney once, and they just come in and like TVA is just like, yo, man.
Hey, we can't be having that.
We own you now.
DA's on his way. He's gonna be on a little bit late.
Yep. But yeah, movie looks really good, and I think it's March.
Yeah.
It's coming out in March, so it's coming out really soon. We got Hugh Jackman. I guess like some people, just because of some certain shots in the trailer, are thinking at the very least we might get a Daniel Radcliffe alt Wolverine cameo.
That would be hilarious.
It would be really funny.
We're definitely gonna get a bunch of. So there were things like, hey, we want the blank. Who was it that I think it was Tom Cruise as Wolverine or something. Something crazy. I feel like this is gonna be the one where we're gonna see a bunch of those variants. Tom Cruise is Iron Man. That's what it was. That's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
This is one I feel like we're gonna get that.
Yes. If there's a movie to do it where it can be tongue in cheek, you couldn't really do that with Multiverses because there's a layer of seriousness. But this is pure schlock in terms of like
goofy
seriousness.
This should be fan service. The movie.
Yes.
It should not have been Multiverse of Madness wheeling out Xavier, literally wheeling him.
I bet you were fucking popping off for the X-Men 97 when that theme kicked in. You're like, yeah, here we go.
Yes, because it's appropriate. It is their theme.
Let's see. And then I wanted DA here for this because I know he wanted to at least talk about it. We got Knuckles, the Knuckles TV show trailer. It looks pretty damn good.
It looks good. Can't say anything about it.
In terms of the CG, it looks like it's on par with the movies. Concept seems funny. Just Knuckles again. Idris Elba seems like he's having fun with the role. And I didn't even realize it until I saw it. I read it somewhere, and it's just like, of course they fucking did this. In this year of our Lord and Savior 2024, we are getting the movie Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the TV show. We are getting Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And it's just like...
Wonderful.
Poetry. And it was confirmed Live and Learn is going to be in the fucking movie. Okay, I'm happy. Give me my butt rock. That's all I want.
Yes, it needs the butt. If he needs to slide on a snowboard through the city, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Grind on rails needs to happen.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if the TV show is when they start setting up certain characters that are gonna appear in Sonic 3. I wouldn't be surprised if at the very end we get Rouge or something.
Well, no, I think at least from the casting announcement that they've shown, I'm pretty sure Rouge is going to be in the movie. The one young girl that they announced.
I understand. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like the girl hard confirmed she's playing Maria, and she put she put a tweet out, or it was like Instagram or something, where she had her coat on backwards, but it looked like a body bag.
Yes, she understands.
She's sitting on her chair.
She's there to be shot.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked if we get to see them in the show. Like at the very end, just see Rouge.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
To tie into the movie.
Yes.
Gotta get we have to have, because the Master Emerald was established in the last movie, so it's just like you gotta like really hammer in the Master Emerald, and then the person that's coming to try and steal it.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited for both. Give me more of this Sonic cinematic universe. I'm gonna be a happy camper. All right. Few other game things.
That might be DA right there.
We're talking about Helldivers. A Skull and Bones is out. I didn't know when it was first announced.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to look it back up. 2017. It has been 7 years. It has been 7 years.
7 years.
Since
nothing works here.
Since the game was announced, and now it is out. I have not played it yet. It's getting like basically average reviews from what I'm seeing.
Average to negative.
But at some point, I feel like we're gonna at least play it once just to see how it is.
Oh, absolutely.
On stream, but yeah.
The main problem of Skull and Bones is that it went through like 3 creative directors, and they all had their own vision of what the game would be. And there was even one where one director had a vision, and it sounded like a good vision. And then Sea of Thieves came out, and the Ubisoft execs were like, make it like Sea of Thieves. It's like, well, we have like 3 years of development on this game.
Sea of Thieves!
And that pushed it back another like 3 years. So this was always going to be a disaster. This is not an Alan Wake 2 situation.
No.
This was always going to be trash.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then any other game stuff? So the Sora amiibo just came out recently, which brought with it the last glimmer of hope for Smash Ultimate. There is a patch that got pushed for Smash Ultimate, but it is literally only to add the Sora amiibo data. And Sakurai came out and just hard said, my work is done. On Smash Ultimate.
Don't ask me for shit.
So, with that, Smash Bros. Ultimate development is coming to an end. If the Switch 2 or whatever it is comes out late this year, early next year, maybe we'll get another Smash game. Who knows? I know Sakurai's also stated he's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one, because how do I top this?
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Yep.
You could leave the ship in Sea of Thieves. It wasn't just straight naval combat and on the boat stuff.
Oh yeah,
you could do a bunch of stuff.
You go diving. There's like underwater caves and stuff too. There's a lot you can do in Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Oh, we just talked about Knuckles. What about Knuckles? Mike said you had something you wanted to say about Knuckles.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And there's the
Knuckles.
Whoopsies. Hold on, the alerts are behind us. Let me, where'd they go? Where is the...
There we go.
No, not yet.
Oh,
there we go. There's the guy.
All right.
Hey, we're both wearing shirts of things we like. I have...
why would I wear
B-Star.
Why would I wear a
B-Star.
shirt of something that I don't like? Hang on a
B-Star.
second.
Fairy Tail?
Hang on, I have a Fairy Tail shirt. I have multiple Fairy Tail
I was
shirts.
about to say.
Never mind.
I was about to say.
You had a Fairy Tail bag.
You have so much Fairy Tale merch.
Irrelevant.
You literally have a story of getting accosted in a theater because you were wearing Fairy Tale merch.
Irrelevant.
Last few things to talk about. The Super Bowl happened. Were there any funny commercials, BG?
No.
Okay.
Commercials for the Super Bowl are dead, and I'll tell you why. Because of the advent of online marketing and those types of things, why would you need the Super Bowl?
Why would you need to spend so much when you could just pop it on YouTube, get 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views,
Mm-hmm.
and then leave? There's nothing. The last memorable Super Bowl commercial for me was the High Life guy when he went. I don't need a bunch of time. 3 seconds High Life. That's it. And then the Super Bowl commercial was just a bunch of High Life liquor behind him, and he went High Life, and it ended. And I went, wow, I will remember that forever.
I feel like
No,
the
but-
first one that pops into my head is Old Spice guy. I'm on a horse. Like that's the first
Was
one
that
that pops
Super
into my
Bowl?
head. Yeah, it's first aired at the Super Bowl, and then they kept doing the like iterations on it afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing that has come out of the Super Bowl though is the Nickelodeon broadcast, which it was just utter chaos. And just throwing out just
Why are
random
you
shit.
controlling my light?
it looks better with the light on.
Okay.
It looks kind of dark.
But
Do
yeah,
you want
just
full white light. Sorry, go ahead.
wait for them to get up. But just inserting characters onto the field, fake famous people in the stands that are just fish versions of famous people. Rip Tom Kenny's vocal cords because he had to talk in that
My
voice
goodness.
for 4 hours.
You could tell he was done. You could tell he was finished.
It's like, yeah,
You
Patrick
knew
just
the job, old man.
yeah, just like Patrick, he just has to talk in this voice. Like it is just very low register,
register.
not grating at all. Versus this, like, and then just I'm pretty sure he has to wiggle the Adam's apple to get the laugh going too. So just like anytime he needs to laugh or scream, just has to like assault his throat. So yeah, a lot of fun clips from that. Has anyone seen Madam Web?
I'll tell you a story about Madam Web.
Okay.
It was Saturday, and I went, I'm not really doing anything right now. Is Madam Web even on pirate websites? It was not. I will not be watching Madam Web for months to come.
So, Cotton, thumbs. That, you know what, that explains it. I was gonna say, fuck, my bot's on.
Trash.
Hold on.
I have heard worse than Morbius, Alfonso.
Yes.
I
Ooh.
have somehow
Yes.
heard worse than Morbius.
I have heard potentially the worst superhero movie of all time. And then from people that that in the Discord, they're like, it's like a 5. And I'm like, oh, that's not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I just know, like, at least stuff coming out after the fact, I know Dakota Johnson had said that there was drastic changes to the script. The movie that came out was not the movie that she signed on to. So, who knows how or to what extent that changed things, but
Yeah.
is what it is. And then the last thing to talk about is just again with it's the whole preservation of media thing. And having everything digital sometimes is not great. Funimation and Crunchyroll finally finished their merger as of recently, now just all being under the Crunchyroll banner. And due to weird licensing issues, I'm guessing certain animes were only licensed to Funimation and not Crunchyroll, and they didn't transfer over with the merger. Some of the things that you purchased digitally on Funimation, tough shit, it's gone.
See, that makes no sense to me. I can understand we can no longer sell this. But I understand their app is going away and it's through their app and their site's going away and it's migrating and it's through their site. But at the same time, it is a purchase that I made. It's not a stream, it's not a rental. It is a purchase that I made. Why are you allowed to just take that away?
You are
Because
no longer
you
allowed
don't
access.
own it. You bought a license to it. You don't
But
own
again,
it.
we buy a license to everything. Even physical media is technically a license.
But
You should
still
not
don't-
be allowed to just remove the license as you wish.
you know, I think Meme just kind of put it succinctly because fuck you. That's why.
Well, yes, absolutely that part.
But yeah, just at the end of the day, just unless you can actually either hold the physical media device, you hold the data in your hands, whether it be on a disc, on a cartridge, on a hard drive that you own. You don't actually have it. And so just again, I don't doubt, especially if like other stuff happens, especially with a lot of these like different mergers, acquisitions, layoffs happening, services going down, I could see a swing back to physical media. It might not be discs, it could be something else, but it seems like this is going to be becoming more of an issue as the years go on.
I think the biggest issue I feel with discs is the fact that you drop it and it just might not work.
Yeah.
If you drop it like a Switch cartridge, you're fine. So maybe we move away from discs.
Yeah.
Or we make them better somehow. I don't know.
We get those
I'm not-
PSP little like with the plastic containers.
Oh, the
Yeah.
UMDs.
Yeah.
This is the new technology, y'all. The future.
I still need to
Vita didn't even do it.
Yeah. I know I have a PSP around here somewhere. So just like over there where I'm like doing my like collection of consoles and stuff, I actually have little displays for some of my handhelds. So like my Game Gear, that enormous monster that ate like 6D batteries in 1994. Game Boy, DS, etc. I know I have a Vita. I think it's just chilling in one of my backpacks somewhere, but I know I have a PSP somewhere. I just don't know where the fuck I put it. Definitely want to just have that and have that displayed as well. I have one in my room right now in the disc UMD case. It was a concept. Good or bad?
They tried it.
It was a concept.
Innovation doesn't just poof into existence. There
Yes.
has to be failures.
True. All right. We've delayed enough. We've delayed for Dia to get here. It's time to get into it. Best and worst of 2023. What do we want to start with? We've already said that for at least BG and I, games is huge.
Oh, no. What's your biggest and what's your smallest?
Music is my biggest, and games are my smallest.
Okay. What's a medium one?
YouTube.
YouTube, digital stuff. I feel like we could start with the digital stuff because I have 0.
Okay. I don't have anything written down, but I got YouTubers in my head.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just these are with this and music is stuff that I discovered this year or rediscovered. And just
That's
really want to just
totally
talk about.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 6 of them.
There you go.
Okay.
Number one, the person that I've been into the most very recently is a dude by the name of 16 Leo. He talks about a lot of different stuff, movies, TV, drama stuff. He's just very, very funny. He's got a very like dry sense of humor, and I think that he's very funny. And he puts out long videos, and you can just put that out on and just go on over there. Yeah, congratulations to Max, dude. He deserves that. I'm happy for him.
No,
He's-
congratulations to LTG.
Not yet. He'll get his. Next up is The Watcher. They do a lot of paranormal stuff. It's 2 dudes. They're very funny. They used to be a part of maybe I forget what they were a part of, but they do something that's called Are You Scared? Which I don't think they do too much anymore. But they just read a bunch of creepypastas and just make fun of them, and it's funny, and I really like that. Turkey Tom is primarily a drama guy, but again, I love just long form stuff where I could just go, hey, let me learn about this dumb furry. Oh, he's a pedo? Cool. And then just put it on in the background. Stuff like that is good. Creepcast is a sort of podcast kind of thing with Wendigoon, who's a very good YouTuber who does a lot of creepy pasta and iceberg stuff, and also Papa Meat, who's an animator. But he also has a secondary channel where he just does a lot of fun and funny stuff where he just talks about weird stuff on the internet. So they just come together and every week they just read out a creepypasta and they just make fun of it. And it's long and it's funny and I like it. Yeah, go into that because some of them is the dumb stuff like Jeff the Killer and they just completely rag on it. But then they also do like legitimately good stuff that has been made into books and like mini series and stuff like that. And they just marvel about how well it's written and what it does right and what it does wrong. So it's very good in that aspect. Papa Meat, again, that's another person I just got into very recently. I think he's very, very funny. And
these are some names. Papa Meat. Is it Turkey Tom, was it?
Yeah. I mean,
Protein boy.
Lone Sand. Come on now. What are we doing?
That name is over here in the archives for whenever I make an AMV.
And there's a YouTube channel called Overanalyzing Anime, and they're doing Death Note episode by episode and talking about what it does right and what it does wrong. It's very, very in depth in Death Note, and I think it is very good. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
I got the hiccup out just in time.
Yep. All right. In terms of just like YouTuber stuff and content creators that I've been watching, kind of rediscovered and just started rewatching again. Ray Narvaez Jr., who was of Achievement Hunter fame at their peak. He left after a while, started doing solo streaming, and then basically he's just been doing like completely solo stuff, but has since been doing more and more collaborations. And it's the collaboration stuff that I've been liking a lot because it is honestly giving me old school Achievement Hunter vibes of just like a group of friends playing games, having fun. He's been collabing a lot with Chibi Doki, who won funniest VTuber at the VTuber Awards.
Totally deserved. Love her. She's the best.
A gremlin.
She is the definition. It is effortless. It's not because you can see people trying hard and just like, oh, I'm making a character. No, she is Watamote girl in real life.
Yes.
It's not even funny. But just she's like, so funny.
And just like there's like certain things like in the and just again, just like with effortless comedy where it's like they were playing Lethal Company and they had the pipe sound effect, the like ting ting ding 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 like sound effect whenever they dropped the axle in the game. And that was the first time they were playing with mods and she was the only one alive and she's just walking. She's like, is this modded? Oh no, this is base game. Just like dead serious, and then drops the pipe just for this comedic sound effect. And just like, just like her timing and just like riffing off of people is very good. Also part of that group is Nags21, who is just aggressive New Yorker, the dude. And just is usually like, he's the loud man of like this quartet of people. And also just is like apparently known Chibi for a really long time. They've actually met in person. It's basically a brother-sister dynamic, which is real fun. And then
they're very good together.
And then Axiomat, who basically I think it was like November or October of the previous year, 2020, got fired from Achievement Hunter. He got let go, and basically was just like he's like, okay, I'm gonna try solo streaming, and has found a lot of success. Has been collabing a lot with Ray and other people, and just I'm really happy he bounced back on his feet. He's also a very funny guy. Dry humor. We're just like he's just like low key, and he just sneaks a joke in there, just under the radar. If you hear it, it's fucking hilarious. And when I did RTX, when I was a Guardian in RTX, I had a couple interactions with him. Very chill dude, very fun guy. So that's basically been most of the stuff that I've been consuming is a lot of the Ray Narvaez stuff. A little bit of Rubber Ross with some of his art streams and what have you. His Gartic Phone stuff is always really fun. Some of the animators that he collabs with have worked on recent One Piece. Like, they are good. Very, very good animators. And so when they do, like, they're like, everybody animates a frame of an animation where they like stream for 10 hours animating something, and then it's just like they're dead tired, they're pissed off, but then they see the final product and then they just all start popping off and having fun. There's that. And then just Smash stuff. Yeet Smash is always a constant. Honestly, I have Genesis on on this monitor right now watching the tournament. But yeah, so just honestly, that's probably most of the media, like TV, movie-esque media I've consumed is mostly streams and stuff and YouTube.
I've got nothing for you. Watch CoffeeZilla. Shrug shoulders.
But you guys watch so many YouTubers that you've then, had opinions on and revisited, right?
Dude. We were just through the
Trigger
last
Senpai is your
stream-
favorite.
Through the last stream we revisited, we had a while ago done a tier list of all the creators we have revisited before, and we were just like, "Oh my god, this list is so wrong. It's so bad." Now we got to redo the entire list. People got to move up, down. There's new people. It's crazy.
Didn't you have you still had Octopus Guy at like bottom, I think, right?
Yeah. So Octopus Guy was like the 9th worst or something, but he's got to move down now. Yeah, no, he's out of the top 10, bro.
It's been some dirt.
Yeah, there's been some dirt. He's got to go.
Okay. All right. 2023 was the what if era for ALX.
Unfortunately.
It legitimately took over our channel.
Oh,
It ruined our channel.
The dragon
Mondo's
god.
Goku thing.
Yeah, Baja Blast Goku.
Yeah, Goku T23.
Yep. Oh,
The
man.
patron saint of ALX.
Oh, boy. All right. Next up, I guess do movies, since that's a like pretty tiny list. I know that's a big list for you, BG, but Ethan's out.
It's not even a big list. It's an okay list.
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah, I did not watch a lot of movies this year.
I also didn't, and I was good, and I was looking like, okay, I have some time. Let me beef up my movie list. And I was just going through the list. I'm just like, I don't want to watch any of this stuff. And I'm not gonna just start watching stuff.
There was so many movies that I like went through because I just basically how I prepare for this is like for most of these things I go to Wikipedia. It's like 2023 in blank. And then go down that list and it's like, what did I watch? What did I didn't watch? And there was so many movies that I saw. I'm like, oh yeah, I said I wanted to see that. Oh yeah, I said I wanted to see that. And I just never did.
My entire day yesterday, I was like, I'm going to play games and watch movies. And I played games.
Yep.
There was a second part of that.
Look at the time.
Nowhere.
One more hour. But I have 5 movies that I have. I don't have any worse because all the movies that I saw I liked. I got the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Enjoyed that movie immensely.
Did come out? What the?
Yeah. You didn't go down the list and
I did.
Okay.
Because it's not on my top or bottom, so
okay.
It's just a mediocre movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
It's a movie that I'm never gonna watch again, but I would never tell anybody to not watch.
Correct.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Again, very fun movie. Very good movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think was the only Marvel movie I saw this year.
You were blessed.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think I even watched a Marvel show.
Oh.
You were blessed.
Oh.
Uh-oh. This one, and then I think these two are just in order, in terms of like my favorite. Barbie. Holy fuck, was that a good movie?
Barbie was crazy good.
And again, I've said this multiple times on this podcast, the experience was made infinitely better by having seen it with Kelly, Amber, and Haley, because they were just getting gut punched by like, this is relating too hard.
She just like me for real.
Because like literally after it was the whole the Barbie, like depressed Barbie that is watching Pride and Prejudice for the 18th time. And Kelly, like after the movie, she's like, I was literally telling Amber and Haley on the drive down to Columbus that Pride and Prejudice is my feel-good movie, or like my movie when I'm feeling down that I go watch. I'm like, oh my God. And then my favorite movie of the year, I still say it should have got a Best Picture nom. I don't think it would have won, but it should have got the nom, and that is Godzilla -1. It is legitimately a very good movie. Highly recommend anyone go see it. The actual characters, the story that it tells of just a failed kamikaze pilot, the post-traumatic stress that he deals with, the guilt that he feels for things that happen in the movie, how they show that on screen, the situation that he ends up in. It's a lot of good stuff. And and then the natural disaster in this movie is it's Godzilla. Oh yeah, we got a trailer for Twisters 2 during the Super Bowl. I just remembered that. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I don't care. But yeah, that's happening.
Oh, people hate the title because all the other letters are super different and they copied the 2 S's.
That doesn't make sense. I was gonna say is either the I or the S a tornado. That would have been something.
But that's my
Not
movies.
good nor bad, just something.
That's all I watched this year.
The point was that the 2 T's are different. Are the 2 S's the same?
Who's next?
Da.
Can't wait for the
Since
new
there's
era of
small
DC
anyway.
James Gunn. Wow, Alfonso only saw Across the Spider-Verse. That was the only movie he
crazy.
saw. Damn.
Watch
You
more
were blessed.
stuff.
You were blessed. As you read off 4 titles.
I've got 10. 9.5, really.
Yeah.
The half is Megan. That was playing on the cruise ship. And it was just on the deck. You could just sit down on the deck. They just had a big screen TV a projector that they just played it on. I watched about 30 minutes of that, and then they reopened the pizza thing, and then I got a pizza, and then I got thirsty, so I went to go get a drink. And while I was getting a drink, I saw that they had raspberry tarts, and I never had a raspberry tart, so I had a raspberry tart, and then I forgot about the movie.
What a trip!
Hey,
that raspberry tart was very good.
It's
As
like,
a
and
man that
again,
has
it's
known
like
him.
it's already a level of absurdity of you're on a cruise ship and they're just happening to play a horror movie on a projector on a cruise ship deck.
They had a movie every night, and that was that movie. And I went, I'm not doing anything. The tart was delicious. I'm just going down the list of things that I saw, and apparently it is in release date order. Ant-Man Quantumania.
It's in best, right? Oh, it's not.
what a absolutely terrible movie.
And it can't even be counted anymore. It is flushed out of canon. Yo, that movie is real bad. It is unstoppable bad.
It's not even the worst superhero movie we saw.
Jonathan Majors was good though.
Yeah.
Allegations aside,
Yes.
he was good.
Yeah. It's watching a Benoit Magic boy.
His acting was
Yes,
good.
His acting was good.
Qualifier.
I'll get in there. He was good. I would like to see more of him.
If he weren't a monster.
If, asterisk. I'm gonna save talking about Shazam.
That's the one I was talking about.
Mario.
Yo, Mike. Shazam is so bad. I was shocked nobody else besides me had ever seen that movie.
I might have to take a peek-see in there then.
Mario's over there. Mario's fine.
Yep.
The Little Mermaid.
Oh, really?
No. Woke. That's not it.
You're gonna hate X-Men 97 then, right?
Shut up. Shut up.
We talked about it.
But it's just the faithfulness, and then they divert, and the diversion isn't good.
Yes. Okay.
So you pick a lane and you stick in that lane. That would be
Either be
preferable.
faithful or be divergent and be good.
Yes. And Aquafina,
Killer.
get
And
I
I don't
don't
mean
know.
as a person. I mean as an actress. Get her out of
I
here.
don't know what she got on who, but she shouldn't.
She's an Asian lady with a black scent. That's the whole joke.
Spider-Man. We know how we feel about Spider-Man. I am going to save talking about The Flash. TMNT, we talked about that. It's a very, very good movie.
That's one I did actually legitimately want to see, and I just never got around
Yes,
to it.
you should absolutely watch that. That is a very, very good movie. The actors play off of each other very well. Apparently, one of them is a monster, but who isn't a monster in Hollywood?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a whole thing with Dream and
Oh, that part.
yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, I highly recommend that. Apparently they were gonna do some TV series about them in high school. I don't know about that, but
That could be cool.
the animation was good. The main villain, I didn't know.
Shockingly good comedy.
Shockingly good. Like I said, a little too reference heavy, a little bit too much with the music. Pull those two back, and we're in the 9.
Baby, you got a stew.
Baby, you got a stew going.
I do enjoy referring to Aquafina as drink name lady.
That water bit.
Yeah, she's gonna be in the new Kung Fu Panda movie as well.
Ugh.
I haven't seen one,
She
and
sucks.
I guess I will continue to not see one.
What?
Kung Fu Panda.
There's like 5 of them.
Yeah, I said I will not continue to. I will continue to. Not
I'm
see
in the same
Oh,
boat.
I haven't been seen A1.
Yeah.
Yes.
FNAF was okay.
You are a lie.
Did we decide on not okay?
Yes, we had a
just-
whole discussion.
Yeah, no, I
you were
understand
like,
it
it's
was- it
fine.
lessened
Yeah, no.
after the thing,
No.
but I thought it was still in like.
Don't let your brother change your opinion.
Do
Don't
you
let your
think
don't.
okay is a 4?
He is diluting your opinion. You said okay. It's fine.
Is it? Was that?
Speak
is
with
that
your
in the-
chest.
Are we about I?
Do you think 4 is okay?
Are we in the I? Terry, what are we feeling about FNAF?
That's a bad
Make your own.
movie, dude.
Isn't the whole point of your fucking channel to make your own opinions?
This is his opinion. He just forgot.
He's
it.
gauging it off of you.
I honestly don't remember. I remember being okay with the movie, but coming out with a more negative opinion coming out of it. But I don't remember us settling on bad. I'm going. It's the worst. At worst, is I.
All right.
He's looking through the transcript for something. While you're looking for that, Saw X, which I am saying is my favorite Saw.
Oh.
It's close. It's very close.
2 has its stuff, but I just
You know
love
I'm
the
a 2
Kramer
man.
stuff in here. I just love the sad old man just going, "You gave me hope. You gave all of us hope. Cut off your leg."
And you couldn't. And you lied. So now, it's your choice.
Yeah, it's got some dumb Saw stuff in it, but they all got some dumb Saw stuff in them. So yeah, I think that's my favorite one. If it's I'd have to watch them all again to figure out if it's the best, but definitely my favorite. I would like to go back and watch that. The Flash. No, I'll talk about this. I wanted to see Good Burger 2, but I don't want to see. Good
Yeah,
Burger 2.
I had it downloaded and I was too afraid to click
I
play.
am horrified of watching that movie.
I was too afraid to click play.
Petrified.
So I went no. It will stay alive in my heart
I
forever.
am so scared. But I want to see it. It's big coward mode.
Yeah, no. I'm too much of a coward to hit play on
Big
that.
coward.
That's it. That's kind of insane to me that you guys then watched One Piece.
I
Because
have to know.
if it was bad, it would be hilarious. But we have the good media we have.
That's true. That's still coming out.
This
Where Good
is-
Burger
yeah.
hasn't. Yeah. Okay.
Good Burger is a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. If the manga of One Piece ended and then we were like, "Yay, that was good," and then a sequel came out 20 years later, I would be like, "No, I don't know about this."
I mean, you can't have like an amazing series and an amazing sequel like Fairy Tale and then Fairy Tale whatever the fuck it was called, The 1,000-Year Journey or
100-Year
whatever.
Quest.
Whatever.
Or do you mean Eden Zero?
Yes.
It's very shocking that 2 of the bottom 5 superhero movies of all time came out in the same year.
And it's crazy.
It's crazy that they both they took the flag and they just started running.
From the same company. From the same company.
Yo,
One of them,
Flash,
his whole shtick is running too.
it was destined. It is so nonsensical.
Yes.
Both Ezra Millers are annoying.
There is it for a movie that cost $7 trillion to make, it looks like a shoestring budget.
Looks like CW.
I couldn't believe how bad it. Ben Affleck couldn't want to be anywhere else in the world for his literal 4 minutes on
He
screen.
said, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to open my mouth, and you guys get a sound alike to say these words. Ready? Okay, Barry, and he just stood there with his mouth open, and words came out. Words that he didn't understand, words that he doesn't believe in. And then he drove away.
Bet you that current meme of him looking depressed and just thinking about his life choices
That was
probably
the Flash script. He was looking at it like, I can't do this.
He was smoking right after, just like, this is my cameo. Yeah, he couldn't.
The baby in the microwave stuff, those babies are liquefied.
Yeah, they're dead.
I don't know what they thought they were doing with momentum and everything, but those babies are cooked. Sorry, but that's just what it is. You can't save them all, Flash, but you should be able to, but you just can't for some reason. Zod is putting work to you. You should be able to get there faster than Zod. A Zod who just got his powers.
But Akira that also just got hers, and now she's awesome.
I don't know what they thought they were cooking. The best that I can say is the end scene with his mom, but that's mom stuff, and that's gonna get me for a while.
Maybe forever. Because it's been like 5 years, and it's still 4, and it's still just like.
But yeah, that movie is it is a complete and total nightmare. Is it fun bad? No, it's not.
No.
Because both Ezra Millers are too annoying to be. It's just like shut the up. Yeah, like I said, bottom 5 superhero movie. And then I need to structure a list because this might be the worst I've ever seen. Shazam
is
Fury
worse
of
than
God.
the Flash.
Yes, somehow. You wouldn't think.
Yeah, I was shocked. So we all were over there on, it was either Thanksgiving or some other day. So I was just like, hey, have y'all never seen Shazam? That we're just going through movies to watch. And have y'all never seen Shazam? It's real bad, y'all. All right, let's watch it. Hey, y'all, it's real bad.
Shockingly so. For the first movie to just be in the leaning towards pretty good camp,
Yes.
and then to just turn this out.
There is almost nothing redeeming in this movie. There is almost no good. It is the absence of good.
Yeah, the effects they were especially towards the end where you could just feel the gun on the backs of the director like reshoot it.
Wowo's cameo is here and gone and worthless, but it resolves everything as well.
The villain's powers are ill-defined at best.
There's a love story between a 600-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy.
And it's just played straight.
Yeah. Because she's immortal, so she never aged. So she looks 15, and then she turns mortal, and now she is 15. But she's not, because she's 600.
Potentially you remember the first movie where they all had a different ability based upon the S, the H, all that other stuff. No, they're all just Shazam.
Oh, okay.
That's fun. Nobody's stronger nor weaker than anybody else. No specialties. It's just 5 or 6 of the same motherfucker. And there you go. I can't even talk. I would say that is fun bad though.
Yes,
A lot of
Shazam
fun.
is worth watching.
We were
Okay.
trashing that, and I was dying.
Okay. So bad movie day is what you're saying. When we hang
100%.
out.
That is
Okay.
worthwhile.
100%. Would you count Monk's Last Case as TV or movie?
Movie. It's a TV movie, so I would count it as a movie.
I'm gonna talk about that.
I will as well then.
I liked it,
Yes.
but I didn't like the run back. But the run back makes sense, but I would have liked to seen a more less Monk.
Mm.
The run back of COVID happened, so he is back to his old ways. 100% understand.
Yeah.
But I would like to have seen a more happy and healthy Monk.
Especially by the end where he's just like, I accepted and blah 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 blah.
Yes.
I really like this is the end of Adrian Monk. And there's a lot of people that are just like, I didn't like he's just trying to kill himself.
I was fine with it. I wasn't fine with the jokes about it because this is a long-standing character.
Yes.
I've got plans. I laughed and then I didn't laugh.
But I think that's part of.
Yes, I understand that's what it is, but I'm just like, come on now, y'all, because he's gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. And
This
that's part of the problem. It's not like it's not like a little kid. I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, because the montage of him cleaning up, that was very sad.
It was so sad.
That was super sad. And then, like, not 5 minutes later, it's a joke with these two fat twins and the casket stuff, which was funny. But it was, this was very funny. I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Yes, it's a good.
It made me want to go back and rewatch more.
Hey, and what's funny is before this movie came out, like months before, I would just put Monk on shuffle and just watch everything. And I went through the entire series somehow, and I went, it doesn't even feel like it. I love Monk so much. To me, you were mostly either a Psych guy or a Monk guy, and I was a Monk guy.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very good. Any problems that I had with it?
I didn't like so there's two ways that these mystery stories with Monk and all these other types of things happen. Either you unravel the mystery or you already know who the villain is and you're just trying to watch the characters figure it out. I would have liked more of a mystery if this is going to be.
Yeah. The main villain was too big of a swinging dingling. Just, I did it. You.
Yeah.
Or what are you gonna do about it? And the laptop scene where he just goes, TikTok Monk, I'm gonna give you $1 million. Oh, you don't want it? I'm closing my laptop. Fireworks. Hey, where's my laptop with all my evidence on it? And Monk just runs away. It's like, you should have.
You should have a contingency plan.
Instead of don't just sit your laptop there. My dumb job, has laptop locks. Easy.
Yeah, every time we walk away from our desk, we have to put up the screensaver, which is password protected every time, even though it's nothing but people that we know and people working on the same site that I am. Mm-hmm. It has to be locked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally recommend. Also, since we're mushing together TV and movie for TV movies, not Doomstar. Was it Doomstar? Whatever the Death Clock movie was.
Oh,
I liked it.
That too.
They only had 2 songs. The first song was fine. The second song wasn't. It's a hard act to follow Doomstar Requiem.
Yes.
They did so in terms of the story, but not the music. Because Doomstar Requiem is just like banger, 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 banger. And then they also released their best song in that, still yet to be topped.
Yes.
Blazing Star is just like, well, this is it. Yeah, I thought that was good. I think that's a very good ending for Metalocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
this is the ending. They did a very good thing with Murderface that I really appreciated. I'm not gonna say what it is, but they did it.
All right. Well,
Totally recommend. Close the circle.
I guess if we're gonna smush in TV, I have 4.
TV movie.
Oh, TV movies.
movie.
Okay, TV movies.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't have anything with TV, so if you guys want to do that,
All right. Well, BG still needs to do his movies.
Yeah, my movies. I'm gonna start with the best. This is mostly just in the release order because I have no ranking this year, except probably my favorite movie was Barbie. So
Choice.
we've got Megan. Megan was a good movie for those of us who finished it.
Who are you talking about, sir?
And
But
in
that
the
tart!
sake- for brevity's sake, I'm just gonna go through the list, and if I really want to talk about something, I'm gonna talk about it.
Mhm.
Megan was good. Barbie, Missing, Scream 6, Guardians 3, Turtles, Speak to Me. I don't know if Speak to Me came out last year or the year before, but Speak to Me is a tremendous movie. As a matter of fact, it might be my favorite movie. It's about a hand that is passed around at a party that just says, you hold it and you say, speak to me, and somebody dead appears. And you have to release the hand within a certain amount of time or bad things can happen. And one girl did not release it in time due to extenuating circumstances. So she just ends up getting haunted throughout the movie. Very, very good movie.
That was interesting. I will check that out.
Yes, Speak to Me. Saw X. My God, Saw X. If you want, this is what a popcorn Halloween flick is meant to
Yes.
be.
It's not just the stab, kill. There's a lot of character stuff there.
Yes. Past Lives. Past Lives is the A24 studio, and you basically know what you're gonna get with them. So Past Lives is if Everything Everywhere All at Once was multiverse, this is more like reincarnation wise.
I thought you were gonna say time travel. I was gonna punch you for not mentioning it to me before.
It's not kung fu or anything. It's just a straight love story. It's two people throughout the history always find each other, and this is just their latest life finding each other, and one of them is going through a crisis based on a past life.
I've seen that. It's called Naruto.
It's a good movie. And the last one is The Last Voyage of Demeter. It's a story about a ship that sets sail with a handful of crewmates, a large amount of cargo, and it washed ashore with nobody alive and all the cargo gone. Is anybody ever gonna watch this movie?
I think so.
Okay. So I'm not gonna give away what happens in it, but it gets a little crazy. Worst. Plane. My God, Plane.
Is that Liam Neeson movie? I remember he
Gerard
had a.
Butler.
I feel like Liam Neeson has.
He was on a train. The Liam Neeson one is him on a train or a bus.
I remember it was some sort of transportation.
No. It's a car. He can't stop the car.
That is one, and I almost watched it, and I went, I'm not watching it.
I think it's called Gasoline. I think it's called Gasoline. I think.
I can't remember, and I went, oh no. Was Evil Dead Rise this year?
Yeah, it was.
Take out Missing and put Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise was tremendous. Probably top 3 of the year. Plane is a movie where a pilot goes down in like the Congo, and he must survive and get his passengers back into life. And it's like a guerrilla warfare group trying to take the plane and kill them. Yay!
It's the third remake. It's called Retribution. It's the third remake of 2015 Spanish film El Desconocido.
Sure.
Sure. Which follows a brooding man, Nielsen, who gets trapped in his car after receiving a threat that he will explode if he tries to get out. This
Yep.
just sounds like phone booth.
It does.
Now,
What? Oh yeah, horrible. No.
Budget 20, box office 18.7.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Knock at the Cabin. I really liked Knock at the Cabin for 3/4 of the movie. And then the final fourth happened, and I went, I really hate this movie. And I have settled on I really hate this movie.
All right.
Can't say too much about it without giving it away. Ant-Man, of course, Ant-Man. Y'all, 65 is the worst movie I have seen in years. Years. It's Adam Driver
Mm-hmm.
in a prehistoric wasteland. It is by far the worst movie I've seen in years. None of the characters are likable. None of the characters really do anything. The acting is so stilted, and I don't know if this was on purpose or not. The plot is complete nonsense. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at the synopsis.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible movie. It's
I don't know why, but every time I saw like shots of it or just like images, like still images from the movie, what's that Will Smith movie that he did with his son?
After Earth.
That's what it reminded me of.
It's very close.
The first sentence of the plot is 65 million years ago on the planet Samaris. And I just went, no, thank you. I think I'm done here. Thank you very much.
Shazam, of course. Meg 2. So I really like the Meg. And it was a very fun, hey, big shark attacking. This one, they tried to put in a bunch of character drama. And this isn't the movie to do this on. This is supposed to be big, schlocky. The Russians are over there trying to take over the plutonium or control the power of the Meg or something. And the Meg attacks everybody. Like, it's not hard.
Do the thing.
Do the thing! Five Nights at Freddy's is a terrible movie.
I disagree.
It is a terrible
disagree.
movie. We talked about this.
I understand. I understand. But as evidenced by our tier list, things can change. Oh dear, what's one good? Shut the up. I saw you thinking.
Flash. These last two aren't fair. And it's only not fair because I feel like if I was in the mood to enjoy a movie, I would have enjoyed both of them. And yet I wasn't. I was just watching a movie and it didn't do enough to make me enjoy it. Aquaman 2. Blue Beetle.
Oh no. I forgot that came out.
Yep.
Both movies were, if I were in the mood to have fun, could have been fun.
Why were you not?
I was just watching movies. So if I go to, let's say, Deadpool, I'm not going to be in the mood for fun to go watch Deadpool. Deadpool is just going to drag fun out of me because it's going to be a fun movie. Or it's not. If I were a person that can go to the movies and go, I just want to have fun at Aquaman 2. Woo! I feel like I would have enjoyed this movie. But as a person just watching a movie, it is not fun.
How much Amber Heard was in it?
They wrote her out quickly, and then she's in there a lot at the end. And then they wrote her out quickly.
There's nothing we could do. Hands were tied.
Hands were tied. Get her out of here. She is she's not even kind of good in this movie.
What was Blue Beetle? What's the problem?
It is a superhero movie.
One of the worst things anything can be.
Yes. If this was it's like the Captain Marvel tier of I recognize all the things that are happening here. And they aren't necessarily good, but they're not necessarily bad. They just are. Blue Beetle is. And for Jaime Reyes, who I love,
Deserves better.
it's not enough. He deserves better.
All right. I think since we kind of ventured into there, we can go into TV.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who wants to start?
Yeah, nothing.
You got
Okay.
0?
What did I watch?
There you go.
There's one thing that we all watched.
Ruby.
that was this year.
One Piece!
Oh.
Oh,
What the fuck, dude?
We totally watched One Piece, didn't we?
We did. Look at that.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
I had COVID when I watched that, sir.
Whatever. We still watched it.
Yeah, we totally watched One
I
Piece.
have the
didn't we?
brain goo.
All right. I have 4 television shows that I watched.
I downloaded stuff and watched it.
I guess I have 4 as well with One Piece.
Yep. So mine that I have in best, I actually watched one of these literally the weekend that you came to hang out. Ralph and I binge watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters because Ralph found out that he got Apple TV free through his phone plan. So we're like, hey, let's watch it. It's pretty good. Again, it's like since it's a TV show, it's like very much like character drama focused on a family and basically how Monarch has kind of torn them apart, and just like it has a really cool thing where Kurt Russell and then his son played the same character set like 40 years apart in like the 70s into the like 60s into the 70s, and then I guess it would have been 2014 whenever the first Godzilla took place. Very, very solid show. One Piece live action. We were waiting with bated breath. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be mediocre? Is it just going to be downright bad? It ended up being very good. I
Shockingly shocking.
keep rewatching the Mihawk Zoro fight scene over
It's really
and
good.
over
Mihawk alone
and
is
over.
really good.
The actor, he's so good.
Last year?
Yeah, I think it was.
I did not watch Yu.
The simping over Buggy should be directed towards Mihawk.
Absolutely.
That's the guy.
And just his delivery of "I don't hunt wolves with a cannon," like just. Ugh.
He just doesn't care. He's just
Don't hunt rabbits with a
He's
cannon.
so bored.
When
Yeah.
someone tells you, I've been following you for all of my life. Thank you.
Thanks.
He
Bro,
just doesn't care about anything.
He is so dead.
He's so good.
Just Buggy, awesome. Arlong, passable.
Arlong was good. I liked Arlong.
I just like, again, Arlong himself is just like, I am evil fish man, the character. So it's like he's there's not a whole lot of depth. Kuro. Again, as soon, literally the first scene he's fucking, and as soon as you see the
Yep. He just
Yeah.
walks up and says a lie and does
Alright,
this. I'm just like, whoop.
hold
10
on,
stars.
hold on, there we go.
As soon as you see that, you just go, well, thank you.
Yeah.
You could do no wrong from here. Thank you.
That is one of the best lines in all of One Piece and live action is you took everything from these people. No, I didn't. I left them their hands and the applause sign goes up and they start cheering. It's so dude, Buggy's great.
Garp again, it's like you know there's like certain things, it's like, are they gonna go all the way with all the absurdity of One Piece? You don't know. It's like, obviously you have Luffy with the gum fruit, you have Zoro with the sword in his mouth, but then there's like certain things here and there, and then it's just like, all right, Garp is just like a normal looking dude. Are they gonna? And then he grabs a cannonball. And I'm like, yes, yes. And it's just like, again, and then just like filtering little things in here and there, even adding some stuff that's just like, that's cool. The little snail transponder earpieces, like just adding just little things. And then we got basically all but confirmed Jamie Lee Curtis for season 2.
As soon as they can put ink to paper, she will be Dr. Kurahai.
Yeah. One Piece, fucking awesome. I'm also combining anime into this list because I didn't really watch that much anime either.
That's fine.
My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. It was one of the best romance mangas of the year. It's going to be in my manga list. And the anime itself, really fucking good. I'm going to tell you right now, DA, it was that Ilea video that I'm like, all right, I'm just going to watch this series now. Like, I already read the manga. I'm like, I'm going to watch the anime now. It was that AMV. I'm just like, fuck, man.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And then the final show that is in my best is Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. I know this show is divisive with, it was marketed as one thing and it was not what it was marketed as. But the show that we got was really, really good. It dives deep into the character of the X's, which in the original graphic novel, it's just, they're there. They're evil. They have like funny character trope and then they're dead. In this one, you get a lot more meat in terms of all these characters. A bit more into Ramona herself. And it's just, it takes you on a very fun ride and a very fun story with a lot of cool character stuff. Honorable mentions. One thing that I didn't get to, but just this is pure nostalgia of me as like a really, really small kid. I know it wasn't like that good from what I heard, but I still would have probably just enjoyed it for what it was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, the TV movie that brought back a lot of the original cast. Didn't get a chance to watch it, but I do love my classic Power Rangers corniness.
Of course,
and
heart
then,
emoji.
And then while I didn't watch it, and I don't know if it was necessarily good, I mostly just put this here as an honorable mention. Ahsoka, mostly just because I'm happy that Hayden Christensen is having fun again with Star Wars.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, just like he seems to be having fun being Anakin again, and that's cool.
They're of the 3 Anakins, only one of them is not doing well. So what can you do?
Well, one of them is dead. If you're talking like the actual actor who played Helmet Off Vader. Oh,
he got paid like $35, and he was just like, "I'm in the movie." And then once the voice came out, it was like, "Hey,
Okay.
wait a second!" His whole family was there. He was all disappointed, and then he died.
okay.
Yeah, it's not very good, Michael.
Okay, good to hear. Again, I just have honorable mention mostly just for the Hayden Christensen stuff. And then I have something in worse that I did not watch, but it gave me one of the funniest pieces of like just little clips that I saw, and that is Grease Rise of the Pink Ladies. Specifically, for this scene here,
Oh, I know.
apparently one of the actors mid-production just walked off.
Yep.
And they had to shoot around him and then just immediately wrote him off saying he like went to prison or something. But we got this gem of a scene.
My dad and Nicholson.
All right, we're just going to put the audio lower to where we get this photoshopped ass face.
Oh, you never saw this? I think it was Lil Karibo was talking.
Yeah,
heavy
this
about
is his tweet. Honestly,
Yeah.
as I was making this list, I thought about it. I go to Twitter, he retweeted it 5 minutes after I thought about it. I'm like, thank you, good sir. I was gonna go look for this anyway.
You never saw that, dude? Oh Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they had that scene, and then I guess like after that like incident, he got arrested and got sent to military prison, and then they only shot him from the back of the head for the rest of the series.
I am shocked you never saw that dude.
So that's just my honorable mention for worst, because boy, just
I shockingly have TV to talk about. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was real bad.
yeah, it's beautiful.
For the best, Barry ended, and it was one of the most shocking. Hey, this is a amazing series that I love. Barry is about an assassin who is tired of being an assassin. He's just kind of getting burnt out on life, but he doesn't really realize he's getting burnt out on life until he has to go to an acting class. To I don't know if it was to kill somebody or he just met somebody, I can't remember. But he just like, now I want to be an actor. And that's the entire story. I'm not gonna say anything what happens in Barry. I'm just saying the premise of Barry. He is now battling getting out of the life of being an assassin and being an actor.
Jet is begging you. Shut up.
No, I am not gonna say anything because I understand Barry's so good. Succession, I have tried multiple times to get into. I think Succession is gonna have to be one of those shows that I just sit down and marathon. Because a lot of these shows, I'll be riding the bus or I'll just be walking through the house or I'll be on the elliptical and I'll watch an episode or two and then I just won't watch another one for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Succession is not gonna work like that. I'm gonna need to power through that first season at least and see if I can get Succession. I have tried multiple times to get through it. I finally got through episode 2 like 3 months ago. So yeah, Barry's amazing. I was looking through this to see. I was closer to the bottom. Sorry. This is gonna be a bit. Poker Face. My God, Poker Face is probably my TV show of the year. I love Poker Face. Poker Face is about a woman that's down on her luck, just kind of navigating through life, and the only thing about her is that she can tell no matter what when somebody's lying. So she's solving people's problems, trying to be a good person, or she's just being a complete piece of like, nah, I want to screw this person over. And it's there's a series called Russian Dolls, which is a time loop series. I think it's called Russian Dolls that she starred in, and I became a fan of the actress through that. And when she was starring in this, I was like, I'll check this out for her, and I ended up loving the series. This is I don't know about this one. I don't know if I want to put this in the best or the worst, and that's Last of Us. Only because it's a good.
I didn't watch that either. Go ahead.
It's a good series, but I don't think it's good enough. Like it's clear. It's clear if you've played the game, it's clear the things, how quickly they move through things. And even people that didn't play the game were just like, oh, they kind of happen kind of quickly. Mm-hmm. It's fairly ridiculous. And I just replayed the game recently, and I'm like, Mike, they skipped over so much. And I understand some of the gamey stuff they skipped over. Mm-hmm. But it's just sped through, and it just, for the sake of brevity, there's a lot. I feel like with an extra episode, it could have been much better.
I feel like that is a problem though with like transitive media though, where it's just like, especially if you're doing like a direct retelling, quote unquote, where it's just like you're the
time you need.
Yeah, but it's like What I'm just saying is, no matter what, you can't help but compare.
Oh no, that's gonna happen.
In terms of just like, I think like even as much as we would try to judge it on its own merit, we're still going to think back to the game no matter what.
Yeah, I have no problem with taking it back to the game. I understand that's going to be part of, hey, I read the book, I watched the movie. This isn't like it was in the book. I understand that aspect of things. My whole thing is, it's just so quickly done. And The Last of Us is, I love the gay episode. It's probably my favorite episode. Literally my favorite episode of The Last of Us. DA once asked if they should have taken it out. And I went, no. Even though it could have been better served for the plot to have a more standard episode that dealt with what's actually going on. No, absolutely don't take that episode out.
It's gonna be weird with Avatar because there's
that TV show is cooked.
Did you see the thing that I posted in the chat?
Which one?
I'll pull it up now. Hold on.
Because it's looking worse and worse as we go.
No, that's cooked.
Hold on.
I don't see how you could.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure I posted it in 2200.
Just tell us about it.
I'm gonna pull it up here. I think this is it. Yep. Hold on.
Oh, the iron.
Well. Not so easy to make a live action Avatar that doesn't suck shit, huh? And just that shit grin. I forget when I saw that yesterday, but I was laughing for a while. But yeah,
the
it's
voice actor. The voice for Sokka was just, the actor for Sokka was just like, freaking, everything can't come in. We've only got a limited amount of time. And somebody did the math. They were just like, this is longer than the first volume. What are y'all doing? You got the time.
The Onion is incredible. One of my favorite things ever in all of the internet is a video review for the movie Coco they did. And they always do it like it's not real. It's just not a real review. And for that one, it was just like, I don't understand why they wouldn't ask about Christopher Walken on the boat that killed that girl, and they just kept bringing it up. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the funniest shit in the world. It'll go to the serious review, and it'll just go, and yet they couldn't ask the simple question. They couldn't even search for the woman. This is fantastic. I love that review.
Oh boy.
In the worst, Velma, of course. Bad TV show.
Did you not want to? Didn't you see Rick and Morty?
Yeah, Rick and Morty was a good season. It was a pretty good season.
Okay, I just wanted to hear about it.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good. It had probably the best episode, one of the best episodes of Rick and Morty, and definitely one of the worst episodes of Rick and Morty in the same season. And that's crazy. But it had a fantastic finale. It had a that, like I said, one of that episode that's good is truly amazing. Some of the jokes really, really land, but those bad episodes, there's like 2 bad episodes in the middle that, my God, skip those with all your heart. Like I said, Velma's, My Adventures with Superman. Only because...
Shit! 5! I have 5 shows! I forgot I watched it.
They really f***ed up on My Adventures with Superman in terms of Lois and the ending and the relationship. They were really cooking with something. They should have either let it sit for a little while or changed her reasoning behind what her actions. It just really soured me on the entire thing. Worse than the sperm episode, it's up there. It's that bad.
Oh wow.
It is really bad. The incest baby of Rick and Morty that was named Naruto.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember it. I just don't remember liking it nor disliking it.
Yeah. No. It's a really bad episode. That it's so bad. Yeah. I was really heartbroken about Superman because we were looking at, hey, we're getting some good Superman media out there. Cooked. That's all I got for TV shows.
Okay. Wednesday came out this year as well, right?
I don't think it was this year. I think it was
Was
the
it
year
previous?
before.
Okay.
I feel like it was this year.
If it was this year, Wednesday.
There's no way to
on there.
check.
Wednesday was
unfortunately.
really good.
Yep. No way. Chat help.
Superman and Lois season 3 was probably the second best season, which isn't saying much since there's only 3 seasons. But it's probably the second best season. It had one of my favorite incarnations of Lex, one of my favorite coming to terms with Doomsday. Hated the cliffhanger. Hated it. Especially since it was looking like we might not get the final 4th season. Hated it. All right, move on. If it's music, I can go get up and stretch for a while.
I have a lot of music.
Yeah.
I have a lot of music.
Let's just do that then. Let's just have a big chunky middle section because I have a good chunk.
I got 2 musics to mention.
All right.
Scaring the Hoes by Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia. Very good album. There's a genre of music called noise, which uses a lot of musical instruments and a lot of non-musical instruments to like create the sound of the song. And I feel like this album is a lot of noise hop, where they're using a lot of instrumentation and loud noises and non-musical things like yelping to create the sound of the beat, the hook, the ad libs. It's a good album if you know Danny Brown. If you don't, it is a horrible album. It's terrible listening. But if you know Danny Brown, it's a really good album. The other one
gotta love
is
that asterisk.
yeah, you got to. You gotta. It is being experimental yet, but Noise Hop has had some previous incarnations of music, like Because the Internet by Childish Gambino has a lot of the noise hop, especially Zealots of Stockholm Syndrome, I think it is. That has a lot of like build up, a lot of yelping. Crawl, especially on that album, is literally just like Mystical yelling at you in the background and yelping and all this other stuff. And I love Because the Internet. The other one is the super group. What is it? Boy Genius, I think it is. It is the super group of Phoebe Bridgers, and I love Phoebe Bridgers. And it is called The Record. It's not boy group. What is it? Anyway, it has a song on there called Emily, I'm Sorry. The first time I listened to this album, I couldn't get through it because I would keep going back to Emily, I'm Sorry. That song is so there's something in pop. It's like emo pop where it's a lot of lower register singing. Think you're like Billie Eilish's, where they'll sing like real low, almost whisper like, even though the melody might be more dramatic. And I feel like Phoebe Bridgers is the apex of that genre of music, that style of music. And I don't think anybody matches her. And she hooked up with 2 of her friends for the super group. Oh, it was Boy Genius. I was correct. The super group Boy Genius to create the record. And it's a all-female group of like a bunch of indie singers who all do that type of sound, that type of emo stuff. And Phoebe Bridgers' lyrics are way like darker than someone you might find like a Billie Eilish, because Billie Eilish will mostly sing about relationships, how she was done wrong, what she's done wrong to other people, whereas Phoebe Bridgers will go into like killing people, people just burning to death in a car, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she's God, I love her. I love Phoebe Bridgers, and this album front to back is good. The opening is it feels like a poem. They're all just singing together, and it's one person in both headphones. The one person on a left headphone, one person on a right headphone. They're backing her, and they're all just singing the lyrics. It goes in and out of who's singing throughout the entire album. There's a lot of harmonies where it'll be one person as the main crux of the song, and then the other two backing her, or just one backing her, and then all three singing the part. There's a hook at one point where they're all singing, and then the main singer will sing a line, and then they all sing, and then the main singer will say a line, and then two other people will say, I f***ing love this album. Boy Genius, the record. Please go listen to it. That's my music.
All right. So, again, because I typically don't, or at least I didn't listen to any music that I was like, on. Or at least I didn't hate enough to put into worst. I got a long list here. Baby Metal, The Other One. So they put out a new album at the beginning of this year. You never listened to it. You never listened to it, did you?
Cooked.
Because it didn't have Papaya. It's a good fucking album.
Fake friend.
I forgot number one.
Yeah, okay.
Because it didn't have Papaya.
I would have. Because my whole thing is, this whole year was through like the second and third.
Yeah,
It was like 9 months out of the year. I would be training
lying to
people.
yourself.
I would be
Put
training
this on
people.
you while
And
I'm gone.
Eventually, they would get to the point where the way that the training worked was I'd be sitting there, they'd be sitting over there, I'd be listening to their calls. If I needed to say something, I could mute them and say something and coach them through that stuff. After a certain point, it's just like, okay, they understand what they're doing. I'm gonna pop an earbud in. If they got a problem, so long as I hear bits and pieces of it, I can be like, okay, do this. Never failed once at all. So it'd be whole 8-hour days where I would need a lot of music. And if I had known that, I would have, quite simply. But I
told you. No, I told you it was coming out. I told you it was coming out. And you said, I don't know if we can match Papaya. And I'm just like, well, just give it a fucking chance.
I know. But I was desperate for music. And that was a joke. It was a meme.
I don't know if it ever is for you, man.
Yo, but Papaya is very good.
It is a good song. But it was a very good album. They actually now have, basically it was like the girl who was their backup dancer for a couple of years is now confirmed a member of the band and actually doing the backup vocals. So, which is cool. Then next up, so this album came out in 2022. However, I discovered them in 2023, so I wanted to make it a note. Electric Callboy and Techno. Electric Callboy is fucking awesome. They are ridiculous. It is extreme death metal meets true techno. And it's just like clean vocals mixed with screaming vocals, and all of their songs are absurd. Nothing is, basically there's no song that they do that is serious. They're from Deutschland. They're from Germany. And yeah, discovered them. I showed you Techno Train. And yeah, go listen to Techno Train. That basically is a summation of who they are. If you don't like Techno Train, you will not like Electric Callboy. They are coming to Sonic Temple. I am so fucking excited. I get to see them live. Yeah, they are good. They did their last song that they just put out this year was a cover of Every Time We Touch, I Get This Feeling. It's a very good cover. Very good music video too. Go check them out. Spirit Box, The Fear of Fear. It's an EP that they put out this year. I had listened to them on and off every once in a while, but I know Haley is a big fan of them as well, our friend Haley. And very good album. These next two I'm going to skip for now. Periphery 5, Degent is Not a Genre. They have their fun little quirky names. Periphery, just basically it's heavier Dream Theater. I think one of the dudes in the band, the guitarist, his uncle is John Petrucci, the guitarist of Dream Theater. So he's just, it's in the family. Death Clock, Death Album 4. A lot of good stuff. I'm forgetting the name of the song. It's the lawn work song. Why can't I think of the what's it called?
I forget. But
I
have
just
Death Clock 4 on there as well.
it's just the breakdown is people getting murdered by a weed whacker. It's great. Just oh my god.
My only problem with their later stuff is they've gone less into the melodic metal and more into the heavy metal.
But I mean, that's what they did in the show, though. It just they only had a few songs that really went melodic, and I think that was because of Doomstar Requiem being like a musical and kind of having a melodic sense to it. Just because that song, which I'm going to look up the name now because it is bugging me. That song like belonged in Gardener of Vengeance. That song was just like, this would have been in an episode of Death Clock. For sure.
Some of them is just like, we can see where you're going with this.
Yeah. But yeah, right up their alley. Solid album. Again, their best song is still Blazing Sun, or Blazing Star, sorry.
No contest.
But it was also a very good album. Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden. So this is like, kind of in what BG was talking about of that like emo pop like vocal style of like deep and like having a very distinct tone to it. The singer is in that tone, but it's like really heavy degent metal with like melodic tendencies. Hadn't really heard of them until this year. Good stuff. Lions at the Gate, The Excuses We Cannot Make. So if you are familiar with the band by the name of Il Nino, a couple years ago, they had a bad breakup of suing, accusing of stealing funds. Basically, when trying to maintain rights to the band name, it was like the drummer and the bassist, and then it was the lead singer and the two guitarists. Like the drummer was trying to say this guy's a drug addict. He spent all the money on drugs. And then it's Christian Machado as the singer. The singer's like, dude, I just want custody of my daughter. They don't do that for drug addict. Like, it was just like a shit slinging fest. The drummer ended up winning the rights to the name. They settled. So Il Nino still exists. It's not the same band. If you want what Il Nino was, you want to listen to Lions at the Gate. It is the singer and the two guitarists. And again, the music, the songwriting and musical style is Il Nino. They just don't have Latin percussions anymore. There's no bongos anymore. That's basically it. And yet, again, didn't miss a beat. Lions at the Gate, it scratched that itch that I've been missing ever since the whole fallout of Il Nino. Attack, Dark Waves. Attack, just they are that hardcore band over there that I do like to listen to every once in a while.
I didn't know they put out a new one.
Yeah, it was an EP. This one, you should be re-saying that same statement. Jamie's Elsewhere, Paradise. They finally, I think it was like 2020, where they're like, we're making music again. And then it went dark for 3 years. And they finally pumped out that EP. Aaron Pauley back on the vocals.
YouTube Red or YouTube Music. Music has this thing where you can just do like samples of songs. Mm-hmm. So they'll just start playing random songs based upon the things that you've liked before. So you can just scroll through. Mm-hmm. TikTok, like, you know. So that was one of another, and it was just like, oh, Jamie's Elsewhere, I love them. And then I went back and listened to their other songs. I was like, yo, they're really good. And I didn't know that they had something new. When did they put that out?
This at least a couple months ago. Like again, I saw in 2020 that they're like, we're making music again, and Aaron Paul's back. The original lead singer who did A Slave of Sun, the AMV the MEP that we did years ago. Yeah, I honestly, so I went through as I was like accruing my list, was listening to some last minute music today. And that was one of them. I was just like, because I was just like, I haven't thought about Jamie's Elsewhere in a while. They said they were gonna make new music, and I was like, they did it! They did it! I listened to it, the whole EP, and it is really good. Conquer Divide, Slow Burn. Conquer Divide, full female band, all musicians. Very. If you like some hard rock leaning into heavy metal, screaming's good, music's good, singing's good. They also did a collab song with Electric Callboy. Also a very good song. Solid album.
What's that band?
Conquer Divide. And that is about it for band stuff. Oh wait, I do have two other bands, but again, I want to go through this list. I have a couple of soundtracks. Besides like obvious games that I'll talk about in the games list. So there is this game that came out this year that I had not heard of until AGDQ, that they did a speedrun of it. It's called Trepang 2. You would think, oh, is there a Trepang 1? And there is. It has nothing to do with this game. It was made by some other studio named Trepang. The studio that made Trepang 2 is called Trepang Studios. They got the rights to the name. Has absolutely nothing to do with this game. It is Doom meets Fear, basically. So it has like the fast-paced action of Doom, the arena fights of modern Doom games with a little bit of the Fear series in there as well. And the music is basically in the same vein of current modern Doom. The artist is named Brandon McKagan. There's some good, chunky, riffy metal stuff in there. And so I was watching the speedrun, I'm like, what's going on here? What's this game? Huh? And I went and looked up the soundtrack. I have a little playlist that I play every once in a while. I'm just like, if I just need some good fashion riffage, we listen to that game. I've only scratched the surface of this game, but already Hi-Fi Rush's soundtrack, not the accrued music that they have in the non-stream version.
Licensed.
Yeah, not the licensed music. I'm just talking the straight music that was made specifically for this game is fucking good. You cannot, I mean, the whole point of the game is you have to go to the beat, but you just can't help still sitting there as you're playing the game going, just bopping your head. And like, if you get the combo timed right, you're just, yeah. There are some good bops in Hi-Fi Rush. In terms of just like YouTube music stuff, say what you want about Death Battle. Brandon Yates, who makes the music for it, makes some good shit. I keep listening back to, it was the Thor versus Vegeta, the Princes of Pride song. That's some good stuff. But just the guy just continually, and he just makes music for non-official death battles. He's just like, this character is this character. I'm making a song about it. Then of course, Little V Mills, always making good music. Richard B, always making good music. He actually just put out an original song recently that's like a JRPG, like action, like final boss music. That's actually really good. And then Artificial Fear. Then one last thing before the final two bands. This isn't an album thing, but Mike Portnoy is back with Dream Theater. This new album they're making is either going to be the best thing in the world or it's going to suck cock. There is no in between. They have to hit such a high, otherwise it's going to be a disaster.
You know which one I'm rooting for.
I know, and I hate you for it. But then my final two favorite things of the year is Lowest, Distance and Motion. This is the drummer of Ice Nine Kills and Affiance fame. He has a solo project that he works on with I'm forgetting the band's name, but it's the lead singer of that band. But he does the vocals and writes all the music for it. The drummer, he's got a set of pipes. The guy can sing, and he writes some pretty good, heavy, chunky music. And then finally, as mentioned, Affiance wearing their shirt, wearing the hoodie right now. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a joke.
Yeah,
a joke.
Fuck you. Knight Rider released their EP, self-titled Knight Rider. I was okay with a few songs every once in a while. Then they just kind of kept pumping them out. And they're like, we're doing an EP. I'm like, fuck yeah, awesome. Getting a full album of stuff, or just like a full release of stuff. And they're like, hey, we're playing a show in Cleveland. Hell yeah, I'm going to go see you live again. Fucking awesome. Amazing. Now they're going on a mini tour. They're coming to Columbus. I get to see them again. I am so pumped that they are back. They're making good music. Very distinct too. It's still similar, but still with the added stuff with the synthwave, and the djent stylings. I will never stop shilling these guys. Go support them. They deserve to succeed. They're all good dudes too. Fuck you.
For sneezing.
Unsneeze.
Incontrollable body function.
Suck your sneeze back in. You ruined my moment. Go listen to Knight Rider. I cannot sing their praises enough. If you like djent, if you like synthwave, if you like good music, awesome drumming, just, yeah. Go listen to them. And again, I don't have anything for worst. Just Kanye West, he's forever in my worst.
They had to take his album off streaming.
What?
Yeah, he came out with an album with somebody, and there were a lot of uncleared samples and a lot of problems.
Oh boy!
So they had to take it off of everything. And you and I.
Oh boy!
I just thought he could get away with it.
Rappers do.
So I've got 3 albums that came out this year, and the rest of the things I just listened to as I was training people and doing a very good job because I'm a very good employee. 4 from this year.
Your pay doesn't say so.
Wow.
I'm saying he's underpaid. I am underpaid drastically.
A lot of people are underpaid. Gorillaz came out with their new album this year.
Cool. Thanks.
Calm down. Calm down. Steady on, people. It's my favorite album of theirs, and that's very difficult to beat Plastic Beach, which was my favorite for the longest time. Plastic Beach has heavier hits, though. It has 2 or 3 of my favorite songs of theirs, including my number 1 song of theirs. But this album of Cracker Island is the only album of theirs where there are no bad songs. Every Gorillaz album, except for this one, has at least one stinker, including Demon Days, which everybody puts on the biggest pedestal. It has their worst song.
Feel good.
Outside of those. What was that?
I said feel good. Feel good. Boom.
Yeah. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. But it's still a good song. When I'm in the mood for it, it's a banger. But meme, it's a very good, that's a bop. But yeah, it has Demon Days has one of their worst songs in White Light. It is like I said, outside of their other just plinky plink plink, because sometimes they just put out like a deluxe album and it's just trash that are just like demos. But mainline, awful. This has no bad song.
Would you consider it
amazing song?
Would you consider it a perfect album? Or as close to one as you could be? Because I have one album in my head that I can consider a perfect album.
No skip album.
It's all perfects. Yeah. No skips.
Yeah.
That is a perfect album.
There's one that
Haley! Stop! Thank you, but stop!
Hey,
I like Kids with Guns.
you see how we feel on ALX.
Kids with Gun is good. But yeah, the worst song I could only give like an 8.5, but it is still a very, very good song.
That's a perfect album.
Yeah, no,
If there's no skips
Absolutely.
and all songs
Yeah.
are above an 8, yeah.
no, absolutely. I was just thinking in terms of like perfect in terms of like all these songs, they're all amazing, and it's all Gorillaz. They're very weird, where they just have a song where it's just pure rapping, and then there's another song where it's just quiet piano song. But yeah, this
I
song,
heard that song with Pusha T. I forgot what it was.
Let Me Out.
It's a good song.
It's a very good song. Damon Albarn said that he just gets people that he likes, get them in the studio, they smoke weed, and then they just play something and they put it together. And it's like, sometimes it's a banger, sometimes they just put out just the flames of flames. But yeah, it's a very, very good album, and I love it to death. And I hope it only gets better. Emarosa. Once they got rid of Johnny Craig, they did one more album in the rock style, which was fine. Wasn't great, wasn't amazing, but it was fine. It was missing Craig. That would have elevated it to the amazing stuff. But then they just went into like this synth pop, like ballad. And it's so good. And they just put out an album this year that's more of that. And I love the style so much. The dude sounds as close to Michael Jackson as anybody possibly could. And the music, listen to Emarosa, the new stuff. Listen to the old stuff. Don't listen to that one middle stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Story of the Year is my favorite. Second, third, first. If we're not counting Gorillaz, which is the number one top of the mountain of all time, which will never be dethroned. It's kind of like One Piece, where it's on the top of the mountain. We're not even talking about it in terms of favorite stuff. They're my second favorite band of all time. And they just put out another album just this year. And it was more of their older stuff, where they tried to get back to that first album feel. And they succeeded. Probably their third best album, which is high praise. I really, really liked it. They really, really liked it. And I'm glad that, because there's always the biggest fear when going into your band that you like and they put out new music. It's always that fear of, what if this sucks? And it's always in the back of your mind. And I'm always scared of that. And this wasn't trash. And I'm happy about that.
Okay. Amber, I've never heard that before. I didn't even know I had that set.
That Mortal Kombat?
I don't
Jet
know.
Black J, send me your address and we are fighting.
Uh-oh.
What did they say?
Skinny Ape is fine. They played that at the concert that I went to, and they were just like, this is a new song. I had never heard it before. And as soon as I heard it, I went, top 5 song. I left the concert not thinking about what I just saw. I left it thinking, what the was that song? And then I heard like recreations of that song that people did from the tour that they were doing and put it online. Skinny Ape is a top 5 song. Don't you dare.
TA will ride this hype train to kick your ass.
No, it's amazing. Phew. So the next, everything else is just stuff that I discovered or rediscovered or listened to more as I went on. I had only heard the first 2 albums of Panic at the Disco, and I've been always a huge fan of them. So then I listened to the rest of their. So I listened to the rest of their
Shrug
4 or
shoulders.
5 albums. 4 albums. They are all very good. They're all various degrees of good, but I think the best is Pray for Wicked. Pop rock. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. People don't like that they went like corporate and very.
Who cares?
I know. I was just seeing what the critical response was, because they recently broke up. And the whole thing about Panic at the Disco was a band, and then people just started dropping to the point where it was just the lead singer that was only there. And then he announced, hey, Panic at the Disco is breaking up. And then the people were like, y'all broke up a long time ago because it's really just you now. Next up is, how do I pronounce this? Uchu Sentai Noise.
You better not. You better not.
Me mentioned it before, but they are a very good band that occasionally delves into the angry Japanese guy rapping trope that I am quite fond of recently. They are very, very good.
Also,
Don't
Hawaka's
shake
way
your
to
hand, 'cause they don't only do that. They do a lot more stuff than that. But that they do is they do it the best. Okay? All right. We're good. We're good. The Classic Crime. I'd only, again, listen to their first 3 albums. And then the next album after that was their best album. So I wish I had listened to that before. I'm very glad that Kelly got on them because they are some of the best lyricists in rock.
Who?
Classic Crime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
Love
sounds
them.
good.
Love them to death. Same thing with Breaking Benjamin. Only heard the first 2 albums and then listened to more and more and more from their later
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Really, really like it. Yeah. I fall off a lot. And I just never check in on people. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they're still alive? Cool.
Because yeah, the
Psycho.
like I liked all of Breaking Benjamin's albums before they went on. They had their legal trouble and went on super hiatus, and then Benjamin won the rights to Breaking Benjamin. The first album that they had that came back, I wasn't super hot on, but the next one was one of my favorites that they've ever
Whichever
done.
one has Psycho, get
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
Because I love Psycho. 65 Days of Static is the suck that I was afraid of for all.
It is so.
Jay Sting.
I had to drop off of them years ago.
It's awful. And I'm
Years
so
ago.
sad because they were so good.
The Destruction of Small Ideas is one of the greatest albums of all time.
Bangers.
And then, like,
then they just
2 albums later, they were trash.
they just gathered all their instruments, threw them down the stairs, and just recorded them as they tumbled.
It's like
It's awful.
Remember
it's
how I
like
felt
what you
about Dream Theater?
perceive-
Remember how I felt about Dream Theater for about a decade?
it's like what you perceive jazz musicians to do, where they're all just playing the song they want to play, and occasionally it sounds like they're trying to harmonize together. But really, the drummer's doing his own thing, the guitarist is doing his own thing, the keyboardist is doing
Yeah.
his own thing.
Jet Tarantula, that's the one song that I would give an 8.5. That's the
Thank
worst
you, Huacas.
song on the album. Get this trash out of here. You don't talk to me about gorillas. We're clearly on 2 different paths. Asian Kung Fu Generation. Every intro from anime that I've heard, I've liked them. So I just went,
What's the intro they've done?
they've done Naruto.
Which Naruto?
They did Full Metal, which is a big one.
Oh, if it's Full Metal, I know it.
Oh, it's a do-do-do-do-do-do-do-yo. That one, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one.
Yep, he was right. Yeah, you get
But
playing.
yeah, I've always liked them from everything that I've heard. So I just listened to them. And I'm like, yeah, they are very, very good.
Yeah.
And they're in there. Charlie Simpson, I believe, is the best living singer of all time right now. Here and now, he made an album in 2022 that I never listened to because the fear of it sucking. But it is very, very good. It's more just quiet. Basically, it's a guitar, it's a piano, it's sometimes a drum, and it's just the voice, and the voice carries you. Dance Gavin Dance, I've gotten into them more and more. One Man's Cringe, that's a top 5 song of all time for me.
Don't listen to accepted speeches.
It starts so it is a shot in the arm whenever I'm just playing random and it's just I'm like, yeah, there it is. Death Clock mentioned that. Emery, I love Emery.
Yeah.
Emery is one of my favorite bands. I was 2 albums behind. The second to last album is awful. They went too heavy, and that's not their style. The next album is much, much better. They're coming to Detroit in May, and I can't wait to see them because that's the first time I'm seeing them. You did the Epo video with them.
Yep.
This is War.
And I think you did Death the Kid with them.
Yes. I've done quite a couple with them. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. They did the end theme to Hunter x Hunter, which is
Is it the Screamo one?
Yes.
I love that ending so much.
and that's their entire style.
Beautiful.
And they are
Send me them.
very good.
I've definitely heard that name before.
Yeah. Listen to the Hunter x Hunter ending, which is amazing. It's the best thing about Hunter x Hunter. and it's screaming. It's kind of like what you said. It's kind of techno-y, synthetic.
Meets death
It
metal.
reminds me a lot of like a Japanese Dead by April.
Yes. But yeah, they're very, very good. You mentioned the next couple, Get Scared and Hands Like Houses.
Yep.
Both are very, very good.
Get Scared has a song I want to do for Coco so f***ing bad.
I like those bands. Those are good.
Yeah.
Rain City Drive
Yep.
is so slept on. It's not even funny.
Formerly Slaves, once again.
Slaves are so good. I heard Rain City Drive, and I'm just like, who are these people? And then it was like, they're slaves. And I'm like, okay, let me get those albums. And then they're all just good.
Dude,
It's
Slaves.
all just good.
The second, is it Through Art We Are Beautiful? Whatever that second one is, that album is so f***ing good.
Oh, you did the next two as well. Scream Out Loud and The Animal in Me.
Yep.
Both good. And the last one, another Japanese band, is Unison Square Garden.
Oh, I know them.
If you remember the Soul Eater, the remake, not the remake, but the when they brought it back and then made a new intro, they did the intro to that. And that was another one where I was just like, I've always liked the intro for this. Let me hear them, and I think that they're very good. Slaves are good. You're telling me they're not? They did good stuff.
I've made this joke, so.
That's my music. Go listen to Cracker Island by Gorillaz. Don't listen to Jet because he is a bum.
There you go.
Actually, BG, I think you were stretching. Did you hear that Jamie's Elsewhere came out with an EP
Oh, no. Really?
with Aaron
That's cool.
with Aaron Pauley back on vocals?
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I listened to it today. Is good.
Yeah, Amber. I discovered Rain City Drive when we were driving. I was just like, wait a second. Okay. Got them.
Rain City Drives. I only know them because Johnny Craig was the front man, and I love
They're
Johnny Craig.
so good.
And he's making a new band,
They're so good.
and he's a horrible person, but my God, what a voice.
All right. Next we can do manga.
Accept us.
And TA needs his references. All right.
I wrote some down. Some of these are going to be ongoing. Some of these are going to be newer ones.
Yep. Same.
I guess I'll start. I don't mind. I only have one for the worst, and that is My Hero Academia.
I have 3.
And the only reason I only have one for the worst is because the reason the other ones would be on the worst are spoilers. So I can't really explain why they would be on the worst. Even just given the name.
Because we know of your taste
Yes.
and what you prefer.
Yes.
And how you feel about
Yes.
certain things happening when they
Yes.
should have happened at another point in
Yes.
time.
So just
I
telling
get you.
them,
I get you.
I know people are gonna read them someday, and it's just gonna be the stink. Dragon Ball Super this past year hasn't been horrible because it's just basically been a retelling of what we've already seen. So there's really nothing to gauge poor wise there because I've already been slapped in the face with the poorness of it. It would be like reading a horrible book and then going to see the horrible movie. It's like, yeah, I know it's gonna be horrible. So we've got Viral Hit, How to Fight finally ended this year. It was a series about a boy who was bullied throughout his life and very broke until he stumbled upon a video with like 2 views that was how to fight against the bully. And so he created a YouTube channel of how to fight against people, putting those lessons into practice. So he built up his body and would just take down bullies and bad people and just go, here's how to fight against a Muay Thai fighter. And it was a fantastic manhwa. But it really should have ended like a year and a half ago. They just it was very much a death note of, this is clearly the ending. Now let's try it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but the stuff we got after was at least good, but don't do it. Just end it where it should end. The Dangers in My Heart is a fantastic story. A super creepy kid is kind of like, leave me alone. I want everybody to die. And a super popular girl starts talking to him, and then they become friends. I wouldn't even put this on here because it should go without saying, but this last year of One Piece was, my God, great.
Egghead
Island is a top 5 arc in
I
all
don't
of
know
One Piece.
who was drawing and writing Wano, but I'm glad they out of here.
Because, my God, Egghead is hit after banger after hit. Yanja Gao no Anju-san. This is one where a guy he basically confessed to a girl on a dare, and she goes, okay, and she's a gal, so she's kind of scary, and he's a meek dude, and it's just their relationship throughout. And there's a will they won't they happening right now that I really love. Madaka Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. This was probably going to be my favorite manga of the year, but they've gone into real, who is he going to end up with territory. And I didn't need that. I was very happy with I'm a super popular girl and this one dude is ignoring me and is pissing me off. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make him like me. Oh, wait, no, now I like him. And I was very happy with that. Y'all. Liar Satsuki is so, don't roll your eyes, DA. It's such a good manga. This past arc is one of my favorite arcs in all of manga. Liar Satsuki is about a girl that can see DA.
This Gion is not relevant to what you're saying. It's simply just late. May I? You talked about
The
Mike.
double-
you
the
talked
double-
about. Did you
the
talk about
double-
Mike? Did you talk about Mike getting on you for bodily functions? Yes, you did.
That was involuntary.
Can I yawn?
Yes,
sir?
you can, y'all. It's the that is the
Suck it back
trying to
in!
be
Suck your
polite.
yawn back in!
Liar Satsuki is about a girl that can see dead bodies that will occur within 24 hours. So she has to figure out how the body died and how she can prevent the person from dying. It is, my God, it is literally, I started reading it 2 years ago. It was my favorite manga of that year. This year is a little different. Sakamoto Days. I finally got into that. It's okay. It's everything I wish One Punch Man was. It's a dude that was the greatest assassin of all time, and then he met a girl, so he just became a fat husband, but he's still an awesome assassin. He just doesn't assassin anymore. And now they're like, hey, we need you. There's some going on. He's just like, all right, I guess. Nagatoro, always good. Depending on how what's happening right now happens, this might go into the worst next year.
Ooh.
We will see. The girl I like forgot her glasses. It's just it's as advertised. A guy.
I would love it. Just
A
like
girl
she
has-
never had glasses. It's a man. Like it's just nothing.
A girl is super nearsighted, so she has to get really close to people if she doesn't have her glasses, and a guy just starts to fall for her. I'm still going through my list, that it's coming. It's all coming. Please Go Home Akatsu-san. A gal basically invades a dude's apartment, her classmate's apartment, because he lives alone, and now they're catching feelings for each other. And that's the Ink series.
It's so good.
When will Ayumu make his move ended this year? It was very close.
Ooh.
This is literally the most disappointed I've ever been in a manga. But I love the manga so much that I can't do anything but put it in the best. My New Wife is Forcing Herself to Smile is about, it's old samurai times. It's a co-scripted marriage. And I talked about it last year, where it's just a dude just like, hey, I guess my wife just doesn't like me. I want to be better for her. And she's just like, I love him so much that I can't control myself. So I just have to awkwardly smile when he's around me. And is anybody going to read this?
Yes.
It has definitely been on my radar. I just haven't picked it up yet.
Boy, girl, shonen shoujo. A kid covets individuality. He feels that everybody just goes through the cycle, and he wants to leave his mark on the world. So he gets a disease that will kill you when you reach the age of 12. So he's super happy about it. Everybody else would be despairing. They're young. They're going to die. But he's just like, they're going to name this after me. I'm going to be studied. I'm going to be a history book. This is everything I wanted. And he's in the hospital, and he meets a girl that also has that disease who's older than him. So she's going to die before him. So the manga is about him trying to kill her. So the disease kills him, and he gets written about. A good short manga. I think it's like 30 chapters. The Apothecary Diaries is my #1 manga of last year. It is everything I want in a manga. And it's olden time, and that goes against it because I hate medieval time. It is a super smart girl who is super standoffish, doesn't really care about anything going on except the people that she does care about. She super cares about them, but is kind of disgusted at everything, solving mysteries with science. It is with her doctor knowledge. It is everything I want. It is for me. Apothecary Diaries is my jam. My God. With just facts and logic, solving mysteries and healing people. Who could possibly not want this? And she's awesome. She doesn't give a and there's a eunuch who's super handsome, and everyone's like, OMG, he's here. And she's like, there's that bastard again. Get away from me. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got the mucus of a frog I want. Thank you, sir. Because I wanted this bull testicle so bad. I love her. Yet you have been a disappointment this entire stream. You don't know about nothing. Everybody's looking for a timeout. Because Apothecary Diaries is my jam. Get in there. Trash Belongs in the Trash Can is a manga and a webcomic. Oh yeah, I can just go real quick to that next one. Yeah. This is the last one I'm going to talk about. Trash Belongs in the Trash Can is a manga and a webcomic where this guy is a basically escort that scams women out of their money. And then he meets a super rich girl who he falls head over heels for. But she has ulterior motives to hurt him. and it's just the entire series is when is the shoe gonna drop?
Mm.
It's a good one. And are they gonna actually end up together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, just been and striking out today.
Oh,
my
boy.
God. You got one more in them.
All right. I'll go next. So my worst is relatively short. It's basically been a very static 3 that have been here for the past couple years, and that is My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, and you know him, you love him, Boruto.
Have you been reading Boruto?
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
You've been engaged in 2 blue vortexes, sir? You've seen the new Rasengan, sir?
Yes.
You're in there?
The Earth
Oh.
gravitational rotation Rasengan.
Oh.
Yes.
Why ain't we talked about this?
Have you been reading it?
Yes!
What? I got on Mike because he's doing it for his own displeasure. With Revisited, we have a reason to do it. He has no reason except the fact he wants to feel that hatred. Why are you reading Boruto when you are the one that said we are not doing Boruto videos? Don't send them to us.
Because it's the worst.
That's not good enough.
I like bad. You
Yes,
know
I
that.
understand. We're together in that. Boruto is not worth it. Oh, is it worth it?
Read it and you will see. You don't know.
No, I don't know. That's the point.
That was
BG.
ordinary bad.
BG.
This is
Really?
advanced
Yeah,
bad.
the summation of the villains now are, we have developed feelings.
There's no way.
Yep. And because of those feelings, I want to kill a particular person. Explicitly.
Cool.
Yo. It's different.
I guess I gotta read Boruto. Where's my tablet? I'll start downloading the manga
No,
today.
here's what you do. Go straight to 2 blue vortexes because
No.
there's a chapter that summarizes everything that you missed. They literally sit there and just go, as you know.
There's no way that happens. I refuse to believe you.
So yes, yeah. And I every once in a while I go back to the Boruto Revisited. You still cannot tell me that this is not the source material. I forget who said it. But it still pisses me off to this day that I go back and see that I'm like, it's the anime. No, it's following the fucking manga. I digress. Best, or sorry, this circles back to BG talking about the relationship in Shazam with a 400-year-old versus a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So this is, I just have this in its own tier and makes me feel icky, and that is Mushoku Tensei.
I heard things.
It's just like, story-wise and what have you, and like the characters and the relationships, like, without this one fact, is pretty good. Animation, pretty good. Story beats, pretty good. Except it's a reincarnated 30-year-old that has all of his memories and his knowledge as an infant.
I've read that.
As
Yeah,
an
I've read
infant.
that.
And then is kind of getting into the realm of emotionally manipulating and grooming of the female love interests, and then, spoilers later on, he has multiple wives. And it's just like, what, like, you can't ignore that. And I'm just like, no, I'm still not. You get rid of that fact of, like, he's just a child prodigy, and you don't have the 30-year-old sitting in his head. I'd be okay with it.
Or if everybody was in their late 20s, early 30s.
That too.
So
yeah.
by the time he is 30 again, even if he's in the mind of a 60-year-old, it's much more palatable that we're all mid-30s adults
Yes,
in this relationship.
correct. So it's just, yes, I couldn't get around that. Anime included. All right. Best. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. So yeah, manga is still ongoing. It is still hitting good. In terms of romance manga, it is very hard to find a romance manga that is post high school. At least for Japanese stuff. And when I find one and it's good, I latch on because I eat that stuff up. Yamada-kun.
I think I have like 6 in my whole history.
I got quite a. Actually, I have a good. My list has quite a few. So that you did not mention. I know one of them you're reading, but
Love is Hard for an Otaku is the greatest adult romance manga of all time.
Sweat and Soap, but agree to disagree.
There you go.
Komi still hitting. That one. That's
Still
the one.
hitting.
That's the one that's like, yes, it's in high school, but I started it like reading it when I was in college. So like,
doesn't even matter. I'd read that forever.
Komi.
I start now.
Komi is.
Wow, there's just so many wrong people in the chat today. It's crazy.
I don't know. Amber contributed to a hype.
Good God, it's so good. That was the will they, won't they? That
Yep.
I just went. I understand everything else is going on is good. Where are they?
Yep. Yep. The anime for that came out too. I think it was this past
For what?
year, or maybe in the year before. Of It's Hard to Love no Otaku.
Oh, that's been out for a while. It got a season and done.
Okay. Spy X Family again, still hitting.
Beautiful.
This is one that I know if Ralph were here, he'd be popping off for. The Breaker. Again, this was a manga manhwa, sorry, that started. It had like one run, and then it ended, and then they had like a sequel series where it's like The Breaker New Waves, or I forget what it was called. And that went, and then it ended, and then there was nothing for about 10 years. And it was just like, oh, this is really good martial arts manga manhwa. Good characters and what have you. I was like, I guess it's just over. And then randomly it's like, hey, new series and in color. Sequel series. And so the new Breaker has been also hitting very good. Uzaki-chan.
It
Again,
is good.
If you want a college, more adult, romance-oriented manga, it hits some...
Did you read the recent chapter?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It's good.
The chains are unleashed. That's all I'll say. Rising of the Shield Hero. I'm still enjoying that one a lot. I do love that the main character is just kind of a shitlord with a good heart, but he's a fucking shitlord. Or just when he can get payback, he holds grudges and he relishes in getting those grudges. And that helps out people, but still, like, just one of the characters that, like, was being an absolute, like, just awful to him, just treating him like dog shit. When, like, it was a princess and then her father, who were, like, these monarchs of the kingdom that the hero served in. They treated him like garbage. Then the queen came back and recognized all this good that he was doing. She took over the throne. And then she's like, you choose what you do with them. And he's like, you, princess, your legal name is now bitch. No one can, in this kingdom, you cannot use your real name. You will forever now be known as bitch. And it was decreed by law.
Jesus Christ.
One Punch Man.
Before you read your next one, I forgot a movie that I watched that I really liked, and I don't know where I would put it on my list. The Hunger Games, the prequel movie that came out. It's a good movie.
Okay.
My God, it's a good movie. Yep. Sorry, I had to slide that in.
Yep. One Punch Man. I need to, like, every once in a while, I'll start looking at the actual, like, web strip that the original creator, One Sensei, does for One Punch Man, like, to get ahead a little bit. And the last time I did that, the manga basically is at that point where I left off on, where it's just like he had his fight with Tornado and all this different stuff. And I am a schmuck for some One Punch Man, and to me, it's hitting right now. Really good. One Piece, we already said it. Egghead, very good arc. Very good arc.
It's
Kuma.
Good arc.
From where? Why?
Yeah, of all the people, Kuma and Bonnie. What are we doing?
And just like that, the roller coaster of just like, oh, it's the biological daughter. Oh no, she's not. Oh no, how heartwarming, but oh no.
It's a sad. People call it are starting to call One Piece tragedy porn.
Ice Guy and the cool female colleague.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
If again, workplace romance, and they finally got to the romance part. It was a long thing of it was a lot of teasing for a while.
Will they? Won't they?
Yeah. An anime also just came out for it as well. Just one of those one season romance workplace ones. But it is so there's a bit of supernatural elements, but it's like all mundane workplace. So the Ice Guy, he is a Yomi or Yoni, where he's just like he is from a line of like half human, half ice spirit. So whenever he feels like emotional about anything, a little like centralized blizzard happens around him.
Oh, this sounds great.
And then there's like a fox, like a kitsune spirit, like employee. That like there's a bunch of like smaller ones. It is a very good manga. Highly recommended.
Yep,
And
already
then
on the list.
yep. Telework, Yoda Banashi. This is from the maker of Sweat and Soap.
Yep. Just,
It is-
What's that name?
It is Telework, Yota
That'll work.
Banashi.
That's all I needed.
Yoda Banashi.
You're good.
It was a short little quick in and out. Dude didn't miss a beat with Sweat and Soap. It is a cute little romance set during the pandemic. Inexperienced couple. BG, I know you are reading this.
Yo, we're new at this. Godly.
Very good. Again, adult romance about a couple that just have different ideas of how the deed should be done in the beginning. And it's like one of them wants to be super romantic. The other's just like, just do it.
Let's just get it over with. And then they get it over with. And then it's just their relationship. And it's so
But it's
good.
just, but it's like it's okay. That's the first layer of inexperience. But then it's just like, okay, we're trying to move into a house, and the experience of moving into a new house. Then other parts of like the relationship, and just other hurdles in
Work
life,
stuff.
and just it's just like
Money.
just like inexperience at just life.
It
and
is
it's
a
just-
young couple going through life.
Yeah, it is very, very good. Another feel-good adult romance, A Rare Marriage, How to Grill Our Love. It is a couple that meets through grilling and cooking. And each chapter is like, a fun new little adventure, and then they make a new dish every chapter. So, one,
That
you can
sounds
learn
fun.
new fancy dishes, and it's just a cute little rom-com. Akatsuki no Yona the Dawn, still very good. Masubu, the girl working there. So this is another Sweat and Soap situation where when I tell you the premise, you're going to be like, it is about a employee that gets hired to work for a factory or a company that makes condoms. And there's a female researcher, exactly, that face you just made. Then there's a female researcher who's the one that develops all the condoms and what have you. And there's a bit of confusion in the beginning where she's like, oh, I guess you have a girlfriend, right? Can you test out my new research for me? And he is basically the loser trope, and he is in love with the researcher. And it's basically them hanging out more often, developing a relationship. They now have a relationship, and now they're going through the stuff in the relationship. It reminds me heavily of Sweat and Soap. It is actually very, very, very good. And then Yubisaki to Renren. This is, I know they just made an anime of this. It is a deaf girl, and a relationship with like a kind of like aloof guy in the neighborhood. But basically, just the guy kind of gets entranced with her and just wants to learn to communicate with her, and is like learning sign language through her, and then they develop a relationship through that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is my list so far. So there's a couple of other adult theme romances that BG.
There we go. DA.
Katsuku-san.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. There is a manga that I cannot talk about because I would get destroyed. So I will just say that if anybody were to find that, it is a very good and very wholesome thing that the title makes it sound worse than it actually is, but it's not that. So shut up, and I'm never going to talk about it. But it's very good.
You should text it to me. Because I want to know. And I have privilege over you, chat.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
I don't know if this is exactly what it is.
Well, you know, I'm gonna look at it on the smartwatch, my new smartwatch. Oh, I have a ping. Yeah, yeah.
But it is very good, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is
Oh, dear.
very good.
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Oh,
And I've been talking about this manga that I cannot mention
Oh,
for so
dear.
long, but I can't
Oh,
mention it.
that's the one. You,
Yes.
yeah. I wouldn't even put it in chat, Mike. Don't
There
do nothing.
you go.
No, I'm not. No, that is for me. We have
So,
that
yes.
privilege. Y'all don't.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it sounds bad. It ain't bad. Okay? Okay.
I'm going to start reading it, and I
Thank
will
you.
be the judge.
Thank you.
I will be the judge.
You do that, BG. I will not.
I don't blame you. I don't blame anyone.
I'm only gonna look up 2 words.
It is the second one.
You don't want
It is
that
the-
in
oh
your
God,
history.
it is the second one. Because that first one looks like it's something that it ain't. So yeah, it's that one.
Okay, I was just trying to see if it was on Manga for Life, because that is Madame, but it's not. Which one is it? The second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very good. Bad Girl Exorcist Reina. There's a girl that's an exorcist. A bunch of spooky stuff happens, and she's a Yankee, and it's fun stuff there. I'm not going to talk about Iruma right now. I am not going to talk about Iruma right now. I'm going to put a little space between
Yeah.
that.
Your assumptions are correct. It is you go ahead and assume the worst there,
Your
buddy.
assumptions are fair. There are 2 things in the same category. It is from a mangaka who put out another manga that I really the original manga I really liked, and then they put out another one that's not quite as good, but it's still very, very good. There's 2 of them there. Number 1 is Witch Watch, the mangaka from Sket Dance. It's still very, very good. It's just not Sket Dance. And that's sad because Sket Dance is my favorite manga outside of One Piece. So, you know, it's not gonna be that, but it is close. MAR.
Amber, I am texting you the name of the manga.
Amber also has that privilege.
MAR, Marchin Awakens Romance. It's from the mangaka of Flame of Recca, which is the top 5 manga for me. There was an anime years and years ago that I didn't really know about, but apparently it was. Guy gets transported over to a world that he always dreamed about going to, and wacky adventures ensue because he has a big thing that talks to him. Sumire Girl is a 16-year-old. Is the funniest manga that I've ever read.
Oh, wow.
It is about a guy who has a puppet of a girl who is a 16-year-old.
Mhm.
He's doing a very bad job at being a 16-year-old.
Mm.
Everyone just accepts it, except for the people that don't. So they're just like, you cannot be in the women's dressing room, clearly old man with a puppet. And he's just like, what's the problem here? It is hilarious. It also gets sad. I will say, if you do read it, don't worry about it. Whatever you're thinking, don't worry about it. It's gonna make the manga worse. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, hey, is this what? Don't worry about it. Flat out.
Mm.
1 point advice Yankee. It's a guy who solves people's problems. He'll just be walking down the street and he'll see somebody's shoes untied, and he's like, my shoes are always getting untied, and he'll give them a quick tip that'll just like, hey, you can do this. It'll push him. He'll be like, hey, you can do this, and your shoes won't be untied. And they'll be like, hey, thanks. Because it's the subversion of like a good Yankee guy, but he has a lot of cool tricks. And it's just a very good one. Why can't say a 16-year-old get a girlfriend? It is a very rich
BG or DA, there's a lot of themes of 16-year-olds, and I'm getting a little concerned here.
Sketches is very good. Sketches is my favorite thing of all time. It is so good and nobody knows about it. Hey, that's fine, because people don't deserve Sket Dance. It's just a very rich and famous guy. Not famous, but he's talented. He's handsome, but he's very socially awkward. So he's put in positions where he's just like, this is the time, but he overthinks things so much that by the time that the time is there, it's already done past because he's overthinking. And then he needs to figure out, like, how do I make the things that I want to happen? And that's very good.
Oh wait, does Amber have a new number?
You could probably just put it in the
I didn't want
Facebook.
Ralph because he will 100% throw it in a chat.
Oh, that's fair.
And this should not go into a chat.
That's fair.
No, it's the same.
Okay, yeah, I sent it there.
Maji Tudari. It is from the mangaka who made Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto, who recently passed away. I love Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto. It's two twin boys. They get adopted, but they get adopted as one person, so they have to switch in and out to try to figure out who killed their mom. And this is the best chance that they have to do that. It's very, very good.
That sounds good.
One is super smart. The other is more of an artistic person. Artiste.
Meme, that would be
Yes,
hilarious if that actually happened.
I would die laughing if somebody was just like, who is this?
Who is this and what is this? These next two are two.
It was a live action show?
There was a live action version of it. It was not done very well because of obvious reasons that it could not be done very well, but it is a manga. I don't know about the live action show. I've actually tried to look it up, but I haven't been able to find it, so whatever, it's fine.
Why would you want to?
Because it's a good story. Once you read it, you'll see that it's a good story. First and foremost, and none of that other stuff that makes it 100% sound like what it is. Okay?
Hey, the live action got some good ratings.
Yes, because it's a good story. That doesn't sound like a good story for obvious reasons. The next two are two of my favorite things of all time. We got Aruma and we got Aharin-san is Indecipherable. Aharin-san is Indecipherable is my sweat and soap. Where I'm like, top of the mountain. It is like a step below Komi because Komi has better side characters. But the two main characters in this, it is just a guy who thinks he knows everything, but he is just as socially inept as the girl who is just a super quiet, weird girl who just gets in people's faces because she can't speak very loud. And she's like 4'3", and they're both just two weird people doing weird things, and then it's like ayo, and then it's ayo, and then they're just a couple just doing weird things.
Oh, they become a couple?
Yes.
Good. I'll read it.
And they
What's
are
it called?
just weird together. Aharin-san is Indecipherable. It is the flattest, hardest 10 on 10. Easy. I love it. And it is hilarious as well. Read Aharen-san is Indecipherable.
Okay.
Oh, it's already on my list.
And Iruma. Iruma is one of the best shonen I've read. It's definitely the best shonen I've read in a very long time. A boy gets sold by his parents to a demon school, and then he has to navigate around it while because humans are food.
Foreboding.
They're food, so he's just like, if people know that I'm a human, they'll try to eat me. So he has to try to figure out how to hide that while he's still going to school and learning about all this stuff. It is a very, very good manga that has everything that it does the best. It has fantastic side characters who all get to do things. They all get their time to do things. Action, comedy is drawn well. Get in there.
Trash. I want my useless side characters. Where's my 10-10? Give me my 10-10.
You probably get a 10-10 in there.
JCJ, I will be reading that manga as well.
But yeah, Aharen-san, Iruma, Maji Dodari. Maji Dodari is pretty short. It's like 40 chapters. You get in, you get out. It's got a good ending. It has one of the biggest laughs I've had in a manga. Like I said, Sumeri Girl 16. Read that. 16 is great. 17 is not as great, but it's still very funny. It's a sequel manga. Yeah. Aharen-san though, and the thing that I can't mention for obvious reasons, but I wish I could, and
No.
that nobody will ever know about.
Everybody.
But you read it and then you go, oh, it's not that, and it's not that.
Mm.
I hope it's not that.
Except when it is.
But it's not. But it's not over yet. So maybe it is.
It said completed on my end.
It's not all translated, I should say.
It said completed on my end, so it might be all translated from Manga for Life. Hold on.
Because I've been waiting.
I did forget to put one other just because like it's in that boat. It's completed, but they're translating it at a snail's pace, and that is Can You Keep a Secret? Another workplace romance. But now finally we are on to games.
Publishing finished.
Yeah,
Okay.
see? The state of you.
All right.
Hey, I'm just a man trying to grab manga.
I guess I can start with games. So we'll start with worst. I only have, and I didn't play these games. It's mostly either by reputation or what have you. We got Hogwarts Legacy because fuck J.K. Rowling. I've also heard it's not great, a not great game either.
As a man that has played it, it's a bad game.
All right,
it is as average could be. And if it was any other setting that was just a new setting, if it was Forspoken, this would be, nobody would be buying this. It would be like a Forspoken.
Yep. We have Lord of the Rings Gollum. And then we have the myth, the legend.
I'm not playing it on screen, Mike. Yes, we alredy know what he's going
Rise
to.
of Kong with the JPEG. At the very least, I have seen people play it. That game is ass. It is not finished in the slightest. Released for, I think it was $40. Not worth a
That's
penny.
too much.
A penny. And then I have a meh category. Octopath Traveler 2. I started it.
no.
I was having some fun with it. I just never finished it, and just if I
don't
don't
have that desire to finish
exactly,
it,
if I don't feel
that's what
inclined,
it is.
if I don't really feel inclined to pick it back up, then I don't know. I might eventually at some point if it's just like I'm traveling and it's on my Switch. So maybe. Final Fantasy 16. I really did not like the ending. The gameplay itself is fine and fun. There's some cool side story elements with the different characters and what have you. It is very Game of Thrones inspired. There people be dying all over the place. But there's like two things that just really irked me. One, the one character that I wanted to meet a gruesome fucking end. I wanted her to suffer and die for what she did to the main characters. And she just kind of just dies. Like, no muss, no muss, no fuss. Just is just like, she's gone. And I'm like,
I am the daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
yeah. I was like, that sucks. I'm like, that's super disappointing. And then the ending is just sad. No one's happy. Like the world is saved, but like it's just everyone's basically dead. I'm like,
Good.
There's just nothing to like even get behind here. It's just all right, cool.
Not all stories should have happy endings. You need to have a space.
Sure, but a sad ending can still be done bad. Where there's just like
You're not talking about it being bad though. You're just talking about it being sad.
I'm
If it's
saying
bad,
it was
I got
sad
nothing
and
for
bad
you.
because like usually
There
even
you
with
go.
the sad ending, there's still like some levity there, something there, and there wasn't anything. It
Ooh,
was just.
No.
Again, besides the world being saved, which is like that's in every story, the JRPG, what have you. There's just like, you know, there's the love interest. There could have been a thing where it's just like, okay, spoilers for Final Fantasy 16 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clive dies. And there's a like near the end of the game, there is a like romance scene between him and Jill, and. There could have been like a, hey, Jill is, okay, she's actually carrying child. It's like, okay, he still lives on. Like, the line of this kingdom still lives on. It's like, nope, he's dead. Everyone's sad. We cut to some undisclosed point in the future where it's like, it's legend now. And that's it. Like,
One of my favorite movies of all time has nobody happy at the end. We gotta have a space. There's no levity. The bad guy wins, and everyone is dead, sad, or broken.
I did not
And
like
I
it.
love it.
But it's like that one, the bad guy wins though. So that's just like even further down
Yes,
the
it's
everything
awesome.
is bad. So at the very least, it's like you go bad and you commit. This is like you won, and that's
Yeah,
it. But yeah, so it was just kind of an overall meh for me. And then this is with an asterisk because it is in early access and it has room to improve, and that is Coral Island. So Coral Island is, in all intents and purposes, 3D Stardew Valley. Except you are on an island, and then there's some underwater mechanics where you're cleaning up the ocean around your island. For those that played Stardew Valley, there's one of your tools was a sickle. Basically, all you used it for was to clear hay and grass out of your farm, and that is it. You didn't even need to upgrade it. It basically was an almost useless tool. The sickle in this game, you use also to clean up trash. It is also trash is mined as a resource that you then recycle and then use it to create craftable items. So it's like, it becomes way more important in this game. And still has like fun side characters. There's the bundles like you do in Stardew Valley. There's some extra stuff underwater. It's just really rough right now because it is in early access, and boy is it buggy as shit. There's a one point that I got soft locked in the game. There's in the underwater section, there are these caves, which are basically once you have cleared all the most of the trash in the ocean, you can go into these caves, and it's just a procedurally generated area that you can mine trash and get the other resources that you would normally get underwater. At one point, the game, they introduced a bug in a patch where when you went to the caves just spawned in the overworld, and as you progress through the caves, the map would like move in whatever direction that you went in the overworld. And they didn't go away. So once I went out of the cave, and like the last spot that I did, so it's like you dive near the docks on the island. And the last spot in the cave that I went to was kind of near the docks. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird, whatever. I get out of the water, the cave is there, and I am trapped inside the cave above water in the overworld. I'm like, I guess I have to replay this day. Well then, I'm not touching K's for a bit. But then I got basically to like to the end point of where the game was at, and then there's just like nothing to do. So I know they're gonna be adding more like they did with Stardew and what have you. But yeah, that one is like meh with an asterisk just because like I know there's going to be more in the future just because it's an early access. Now, best. This is a DLC, but it came out this year. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Future Redeemed. We get some old characters coming back. They have good story beats that happen as well. It fits into the story of the world. They change up the combat system a little bit for the DLC. A lot of good stuff there. I loved Xenoblade 3 when it came out. This DLC just continued on the train. DA, fucking catch up. Play this game, please.
Yakuza. Hey, Infinite Wealth is the
Yep.
I don't want to hear that.
Infinite Wealth is the
Next, Metroid Prime Remaster. Basically a quintessential amazing remaster. It is, when you play the game, it is basically what you think the game felt like to play on the original console. I remember when the trailer first came out, you're like, that doesn't look like the graphics improved. And then you put it side by side, you're like, oh, it did. A lot. Weirdly enough, I just like my only like gripe with it is, and this is just a in general like Wii to Switch transferred games. I really like the infrared stuff with the Wii and how it was able to keep track of like where you're aiming. The Switch just does that. The Joy-Cons have a button where you can like immediately like recenter on the screen, but you have to do it so often that it irks me a little bit. Where it's just like you didn't have to do that with the Wii. So just tiny little thing. But then you could go.
Sounds very much like a The World Ends With You situation.
Yes. You could play with the controller if you wanted to, but I wanted to play with the motion controls because that was my favorite way to play the Prime trilogy when it was remade on the Wii. But yeah, Metroid Prime Remake, very good. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I heard the game was real buggy on certain platforms. I did not really have any problems with it, besides some bosses. PS5.
Okay, yeah. It's mostly PC.
Yeah.
Got the bug.
Basically, like, the only problem was, and it was just by design, the fucking frog boss. God damn, was he hard. I wasn't a bitch. I didn't lower my difficulty, but goddamn was he hard. And then it's just like, hey, here's the super challenge one. You fight two of them at the same time. That sucked. But the game itself, they didn't miss a beat with the previous game, Jedi Outcast, or fuck, what was it called? What was the first game?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, yes. Yeah, story itself very good. Couple of big moments in the game that were like real fun as well in terms of like story beats and fights that you got to do and what have you. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Outside of playing the game, granted I haven't touched it in a little bit, so maybe they fixed the menu issues. Outside of being in a match, that game was buggy as shit. Once you got in though, clean online play.
Quite polished.
Super good, polished gameplay. They've been making balance patches here and there. They just added Mr. Krabs, who DA, literally I get a text from DA, which like never happens, or it's like, he has a fishing rod, maining day one.
They gave him Bill's fishing rod. Unbelievable.
But yeah, solid platform fighter. I'm really hoping that, like, I know they've been having some tournaments that have been like on side stream. I feel like it could actually have a solid place in the meta of platform fighters. Honestly, I feel like you could, there's actually enough platform fighters, I feel like, at this point. You could make, like, a EVO-adjacent tournament of just platform fighters.
Not if Nintendo's not on board.
Sure.
You can't.
Sans that, but I'm saying there's enough good platform fighters out there that you can have a Rivals 2, a Nick All-Star Brawl, a Smash Bros, a once it comes back out, Multiverses. There's enough big, heavy hitters out there that you could do it.
Yeah.
There's Framemakers that's coming out as well.
Oh, yeah, I wrote an article on that once.
Okay. Super Mario RPG Remake. I had never played RPG until this remake. It was one of my like just heavy black marks on my gamer card of I've never played this game. And from my
as a Nintendo fan,
exactly. And from my understanding too, this is a pretty 1-to-1 like remake as well, and it is very good. Mallow, awesome. Gino, awesome.
There you go.
Yep.
You don't mention Mallow.
Mallow's awesome though.
Y'all don't give a.
Both of them are awesome. And the additions that they added to the game, where the super attacks have like little mini cutscenes that are all like really cool, just like fun character stuff as well. Solid remake. The surprise hit of the year, Lethal Company. Holy fuck, is this game fun? It is just quintessential co-op, a little bit of horror, fun shenanigans. The mods are hilarious. At this point, there are some mods that are just like, it's a part of the game now. Yippee, yippee! Like, that's not in the game normally, but that is just colloquially now associated with Lethal Company. We haven't played in a while. I want to play again. Like, there are too many multiplayer games that are really fun right now that we need to play, and we're adults and are too busy to actually schedule it in.
We've been trying Uno for like 3 weeks.
I know. Hey, Ubisoft, make a good Uno game. Maybe we'll put it on the list.
That would be great.
Dead Space remake. Yes, that came out this year too. Or last year. Solid port. I was thinking,
It's a good port.
I thought the Insanity stuff was gonna play more into it. It played in a bit, but like,
I wish it would have.
yeah. The only like again, this is another like they ported it issue. It was really rough playing on the PC. My computer can handle a lot heavier of settings than I had to play on because it was unoptimized. The cutscene where the ship explodes, I didn't watch it because it was going 1 frame every 50 seconds during that cutscene because of my settings.
They fixed it in
They did.
subsequent patch. By the time it came to Game Pass, it was good.
Yeah. But yeah, when I played it, it was rough. Also, one of my favorite Twitch clips of the year is from that game of me and Meme timing the DA Scream emote to me jabbing the medicine into the smokers. That it made me so happy that we got it. And he had like 2 layers of delay because he was like, there we go. Because he was watching on like the Xbox app or something on his TV, and then he had chat on his phone. So he had like 2 layers of like mistiming playing into it, and we timed it perfectly. It was awesome. Sea of Stars, absent of Gerard the Completionist, who is now not in the game anymore.
Get him out of here.
Also, actually, you know, if going back to worst YouTubers, there we go for the year. Sea of Stars. If you are a fan of that classic RPG style, in vein of Chrono Trigger and the RPGs of that time, you will probably like this game. Characters are pretty good. Story, again, is in vein of that era. Fun, like, timing mechanics and what have you. It's not just I hit attack and then it attacks. Some good stuff there. Pikmin 4. Nintendo just be making good games. What can I say? The final boss theme was not expecting that to be in a Pikmin game. What are you laughing about?
Oh, you'll see.
Just go listen to the final boss theme of Pikmin 4 and you're gonna be like, this is what? Yes, I do not have good Dandori. It was basically proven throughout my playthrough. But very fun game. And yeah, just the beginning cutscene of them speaking in the like whatever language that they're speaking in, and it's just this real deep, bassy voice, and it's like, and it's just like, my name is, and then you hear Captain Oliver. I'm like, what? That's Olimar? I'm like, it sounds like, who is this Chad that's talking right now? Oh, it's Olimar. Baldur's Gate 3. It's winning Game of the Year all over the place for very good reason. If you are a fan of D&D
It's a good
in the
game.
slightest, you are going
slightest.
to
Or turn-based content.
or turn-based
Combat.
content. You are going to love this game. There's a new patch. Smooches are better now. They made custom fancy smooches for every character.
This is what we all were waiting for.
Exactly. Resident Evil 4 remake. I really didn't think they could make a perfect game better. They kind of did. Gameplay is awesome. The cast, again, all the people in the in terms of like the recast and what have you. Besides Ada's voice actress is a little.
Ada's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like she was directed to be disinterested in the events going on, and I think she did too much disinterest.
Yes. I thought she was fine in the Separate Ways. Like like in the DLC, I definitely felt like the delivery was better than the main game stuff. But combat good. Again, just like calling back certain moments and what have you, trying to improve on those moments. And then like certain things you're like, oh man, that got cut, but then it came back in Separate Ways to add on to that campaign. Yeah, very, 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 very good game. I started going back like every once in a while to do the mercenary stuff. I forgot how fucking hard all the mercenary stuff is. I think I unlocked the Chicago typewriter, but I haven't gotten the hand cannon yet. Because you have to get like S rank on everything with every character.
Oh no.
But next up, Super Mario Wonder. Nintendo sometimes just be making good games. Boy, is that game charming as fuck. Just like, and like, I think it's like the first or second levels where you get to that piranha plant thing, where it's like you get your first or second Wonder Seed, and then you're greeted to a chorus of cute little piranha plants singing, and you're just like, this is adorable. I want more of this stuff. It's a different time, Det. It's a different time.
I do miss the monkey ears.
Yeah, Super Mario Wonder, great. Spider-Man 2. They took a really good game, improved upon it a lot. I didn't realize until they showed side-by-side footage how much faster movement is in this game. Like, it is staggeringly faster with all the different movement options that you have. Good story.
Horrible Miles outfit. Horrible.
There's that. There is that. What was it? Skechers? Reebok? What was the deal with?
Whoever it was, they should have been shot out of a cannon.
Next game, again, I'm playing right now, but it's already got me fucking hooked. Hi-Fi Rush.
That's a good game.
My God. Aesthetic, gameplay, music. Oh God. The
Combat.
no. The female lead. What's her name? Oh my God.
I haven't played that in a minute, so.
Oh, I'm forgetting her name. Just she appears and was like, "I love you." Like banger design. Just peppermint. Thank you, meme. And just I think I've only done like 2 or 3 levels, and just the boss fights again, very good. Combat, very good, and just like all the layers that they're adding on subtly. Platforming, a little rough at times, but like again, it's one of those games where it's just like the combat and everything else is the main focus. But just like the little layers of adding on to combat, you're extending that tree of what you can do, and just building and building and building to do really cool stuff. I am liking it a lot.
You can talk if you're not going to be wrong.
And then finally, if it wasn't any surprise what my favorite game of the year was, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Again,
Forgot that even came out.
they took the best Zelda of all time and made it even better. The exploring of the depths, basically doubling the size of the map just by going underground, and all the exploration of that and how fucking freaked out you were just trying to maneuver around there, especially the first time you go down there. Fucking awesome. All the exploration in the sky, how seamless it is to just go up and down, exploration, all the characters, fucking awesome. Matt Mercer killed it as Ganon. The man is living his fucking dreams right now where he's just like, I get to voice Ganondorf, I get to voice Vincent Valentine, like all my favorite characters. I still haven't 100%ed the game. It's going to happen. I will get my second piece of Korok poop. It is inevitable. It is going to happen. And then in terms of, because I know just like some people are like, the world is too sparse. There's not enough things to do and what have you. I never thought that about Breath of the Wild. They do alleviate a little bit of the degradation system in terms of the fusions, and there are means to actually repair your weapons too in game. The new enemies, the combat in the game, fighting Gleeoks, fucking terrifying. You're like, oh, the Stone Taluses, I know what to do about those. Hey, let's put a colony of Koblins on top of it as well. Fucking terrifying. The enemies in the depths, there's like the giant frog enemies, and I'm forgetting the name of. Fucking terrifying. The Gloom Hands, where you're just like, again, it's the same thing with the Guardians. You're just like walking around, you just hear this like, do-do-do-do, oh, like, huh, what's going on? Why is the sky getting red? And then you just turn around and you see these hands just like coming at you at Mach speed. You're like, oh no, oh no, oh no. They grab you, and then you find out with gloom damage, oh, we're just gonna remove your max health. That health you had? Nope, gone. And just adding these new layers of terrifying. The final boss fight, amazing. There's certain moments in the boss fight where it just like surprises you. There's a couple of clips that I have of the first time I actually beat a Gloom Hands. Yes, yeah, I mean, exactly, that clip. Where just like, there's one spot where it's like you have to defeat a Gloom Hands in this very specific area. And I defeat the Gloom Hands. And then I see a health bar appear at the top of the thing, and it says Phantom Ganon, and I'm like, what? What? I'm at like 5 hearts. I already almost died. Yeah. I obviously streamed like, I think it was basically 12 hours for a week, 2 weeks straight-ish. I love that game. It is now far and away, to me, best Zelda game. I don't know if it's my favorite, just because of other sentimental reasons I have for certain other games, but it's definitely the best.
There you go.
And that is it for moi.
Gaming is the only one that I had numbered. Only my best version. The worst is unnumbered, except my number one worst game. So I'm going to start at the worst.
All right.
Forspoken. Forspoken was a fine game to begin with, and then the more you play, it just kind of gets boring. It gets just, this is worst and most disappointing. It's the only thing I do for games.
Because it looked so good. It looked so good.
Forspoken is a disappointing one. Hogwarts Legacy, terrible game. It's just not fun. City Skylines 2. I love city building. I love building, period. But City Skylines 2 was a tremendously broken game at launch, to the point where the devs were just like, we know it's broken, we're gonna launch it broken, whatever, we'll fix it when we fix it. And it's just like, Atelier Ryza 3 is the first Atelier game I've quit. I couldn't finish it. Hate the combat system. Hate it. It's turn-based.
But them thick thighs.
I know. They're thick. Never forget how thick they are. I'm not arguing the thickness of the thigh. I'm arguing the fun of the game.
That's what's holding on to like that 0.5% right there.
Absolutely. The combat is very much in the vein of Final Fantasy 13, where you're only controlling whoever you're controlling at the time. Everybody else is acting on their own, and you can kind of give orders at specific times after you perform specific actions. It's just like it's not what I want out of a game like this. Yeah, I hate it. Mortal Kombat 1, buggy at launch. Still quite a few bugs to it. It's a fun game. It's disappointing though because the rank system is almost completely broken, and it's been like that for like a month, and it's unbelievable. Lack of communication, it's just real bad. AEW Fight Forever is a disappointing game. Once again, fun game, just bare bones when it came out. They're finally putting in a lot of the current cast, like Swerve Strickland. They're finally getting some of these people in. They're finally getting some more content in the game. I feel like if they are allowed to continue with this content stream and production, in a year and a half, we're gonna have a really good wrestling game in our hands. But for right now, I cannot recommend it. This is what I was laughing at. Sea of Stars.
Oh, yeah, I know you said you didn't like it.
Dude, and it's funny because I do love turn-based combat. I love rhythm-based timing. Hey, hit it at this time. There was I was talking to somebody and they were like, I'm struggling so hard on that. Hit that move 25 times. The girl throws the disc or whatever.
Moonerang, yeah.
Yeah. And he was just like, I'm struggling with it. I was like, I got that on like my third encounter because rhythm-based combat for turn-based, it just speaks to me. And yet, I think it's just that I don't care about the plot of this game. I don't care about the characters of this game. I don't care about anything but the combat of the game. And once the combat starts to just feel a little, it's just like the whole game now is just like,
Okay.
This is my worst game of the year. The Walking Dead, Dual Destinies or whatever it was called. Legitimately one of the worst games I've ever played in my life.
I know. I saw clips of Ray Narvaez playing, and I know there's like a really funny misspelling somewhere in the game that I'm not remembering.
There's a point early on where you're escaping the hospital with Rick, and you're supposed to sneak around all the zombies. And I snuck around for a good 4 minutes, and then one of them caught me. And I went, that was bush. And then I just ran past them all instead and got through it. Didn't even need to try.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've only heard rumblings about this, but can you like change the outcome?
Yes, that is the main crux of it. There are specific points in the game where you can have the choice of like, instead of Rick winning a fight, Shane wins. Instead of this character dying, this character dies.
That's Telltale.
No, it's not Telltale, but it's the stop. No, it matters. It does matter. These people will die. It all matters. That's the only sticking point that would be a positive in this. You get to see a new take on the story based on your choices. Beyond that, you can't. I would be shocked if you can get to choice 1 trying to play this game. It's horrible. So we're going into my best games of the year. These are all numbered. Number 10, Jusant. Jusant is a platforming game with a kid navigating a dead civilization. And your whole thing, and he's accompanied by a mystical object that can like revitalize plant life. And all you're doing is climbing and falling, and it's all environmental storytelling and trying to figure out what happened to the civilization. There's no combat, there's nothing. Just straight traversal, and it's amazing.
I found the misspelling.
What was it?
As Shane desperately called for help, Rick slippled into a coma.
Cool. Awesome.
Yes, he did.
Wow, what are we doing? Number 9, Thirsty Suitors. Thirsty Suitors is very much in the vein of Scott Pilgrim, where you are a girl trying to recoup things with your exes. and you can choose to like love them or just be like friends, but it is just trying to, and it's turn-based combat, so get in there. It's skateboarding and turn-based combat. It's a good, it's a fun game if you're looking for that type of character drama stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't know if I can recommend it. It's very much for me. Dave the Diver is one that I can't explain too much about
I need
because
to play it.
you would need to play it to understand. And there's some plot stuff that goes on that is heavy spoilers, and it's kind of mid-game stuff, but it's very good. Street Fighter 6, only one fighting game, only one remake on this game. Street Fighter 6 is probably the most complete fighting game I've played in a while, before Tekken 8 came out, of course. Which is crazy. Yeah, it feels so good to play. I'm not a big fan of the World Tour mode because I feel it's a little sluggish, and the way to unlock some costumes is just like it's arbitrary and it's hard. But beyond that, I spent a lot of time on this game. Resident Evil 4, you already talked about it. Very good game. They made some changes I really liked and some changes I didn't. I hated those flying creatures in the castle near the end of the game. And hated them.
The bugs?
Yes.
I mean, they were in the previous game.
They weren't like this.
Okay.
They were not like this.
All right. I mean, they were basically the same enemy. The
No.
Novistadors.
All right. It'd be like if a Goomba got a sword. Like, yes, okay, it's basically the same enemy, but the way you're fighting is not the same.
I just shoot them once in the face and they die. I don't know what you're doing, but
nah, that was terrible. Marvel Spider-Man 2, we already talked about that. That's number 5 for me. Slay the Princess. Slay the Princess is a visual novel of choose your own adventure stuff. You just kind of sit through the narrative, watch it play out, and choose the way you want to interact. It is essentially a guy is tasked with the thing of killing the princess, but it's all supernatural horror stuff going on. So the story, the narrative is slowly unraveling, and then you as the player character are like, how do I want to navigate this? And visual novels don't really do anything for me, unless they're really, really special. Like Doki Doki Literature Club.
I was about to say you need the visual novel and typically where it's just like there's something else there, like AI Somnium that has the murder mystery.
Yes, some type of gameplay. I don't want to just sit there and watch a novel for the most part. But my God, this is a fantastic narrative. Number 3, Alan Wake 2.
That's on the list.
It's God. Oh, God. So, it's hard to recommend this because it's detective stuff. It's slow combat. It's a slow narrative. It's switching between characters as you wish to unravel more of the narrative depending on which character you want to progress with. It's all stuff for me. And I don't know if other people would gravitate towards this. Number 2, Hi-Fi Rush, fantastic game. Number 1, Baldur's Gate 3. End of game. I had to speed up because it is late.
Yeah. Also, 2 things that I didn't mention that I forgot to. That I played the Tales of Arise DLC. It's all right. It's more of the game. And then one that the game did not come out this year, but I played for the first time, and it is definitely up there in terms of my favorite games of all time, Hollow Knight.
There you go.
Really, really good. If you like
Took you
Metroidvanias.
long enough to beat it, but
yeah.
it.
It's because I kept thinking, I'm like, I must be close, and the map just got fucking twice the size. Kept getting bigger.
Because. Okay.
Yeah. And then I did the same fucking thing with Pikmin 4. I'm like, I'm so close to the end. 5 weeks later. DA, did you play any games this year besides Borderlands 3 for the 13th time?
I played Persona 3 because we needed to. I played Final Fantasy because we had to. I think I played Yakuza 3 this year, if I'm not mistaken. I may not have. I didn't play anything. Oh, I played Marvel Spider-Man.
Okay. It's like Smash, one stream of Nick All-Star Brawl with me.
What was the point of getting that computer? You're like, I want the Switch games. I want all the. I played 3 games this year.
I don't have the time.
You'll have a little bit more
and it's
time when
helped
you get a
with
car.
the editing.
Yeah.
So,
You don't have the time because of the thing.
that's one of the reasons why
All
I
right.
will be unburdened shortly.
But yeah, that is
See y'all in June.
that is best and worst of 2023. 2024, as we stated, are already starting out with some good stuff, especially in games,
Adam Webb.
and
Oh,
also
boy.
some
See you
stinkers,
next year.
and also some stinkers. But I mean, we got
We're 6 weeks in, and we've got great and horrible.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good year.
3 games that are definitely going to be on lists with good games with Infinite Wealth, Persona, and or 4 games. Sorry, Infinite Wealth, Persona, Helldivers 2, and Pow World. Just
5 games, Tekken 8.
we're halfway through February. We got Rebirth coming out in like 2 weeks. I know you guys don't like Final Fantasy VII, but it's pretty much going to be almost guaranteed a good game.
Yeah, it's a bit nuts this year.
And like, I don't know about TV shows or anything at the moment, but yeah, we got Madam Web, seemingly big old battle.
Deadpool is gonna be good.
Yeah. I am going to enjoy Godzilla. the quality of the movie notwithstanding.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia came out. I hear good things about that.
Yep. I did see the cutscene with the temp audio. And it is a bit jarring, but it's just like, oh, okay. And then you move on.
Yeah, once you realize. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen getting dragged.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Flat 0 people playing at one point.
Oh,
on
the
Steam.
game,
Yeah.
the game, the game.
Yeah,
the game.
no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're in the game territory. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Suicide Squad dragged.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh dude, what a year.
We got it's a month and a half of a year.
Jesus Christ.
Yep,
Okay.
might get some new console announcements too. It's gonna be a time. But with that,
Yeah.
we're gonna call the night a close. Yeah, it's pretty good. We decided to start at 6.
Yep.
3.5 hours later.
Yeah, it's always long. It's
Yep.
always long.
And actually,
Fact, man?
just facts first. Yes.
100 facts about 2023.
Oh.
Oh, 23.
Ah, fuck! I was gonna take that. 20.
Yeah.
You lame one! Stop it!
20, 23, 50. Yeah.
47.
20, 23, 47, 50. 20, 23, 47, 50, 84. 20, 23, 47, 50, 63, 84. Nathan? Oh, nope. There's the face. There's the face.
47.
47. There
Cotton.
you go, Hope. Oh, boy.
In 1904, someone checked out an elementary treatise on electricity by James Clerk Maxwell from the New Bedford Free Public Library. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't returned until 2023. It surfaced as a part of a West Virginia University library returns. No one know where the book went to in the interim, but now it's back where it belongs. Nobody
Wow.
knows who checked it out.
So nobody
Wow.
knows who checked it out, who returned it, or what happened in that time.
Or why,
It was returned.
why it still exists.
Okay.
That's not what 19 what year?
1904.
04.
04. I thought you said
04.
94.
120
No, 100
years.
Yes.
It was lost. A century plus. That is nuts. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's just a cool fact.
Hey, that's the lane we're in this year. Cool
Yeah.
facts.
Yep. Yeah, let's see
No
how
more
long that
legs
lasts.
getting cut off. No more babies.
That's give it a week. This ain't gonna last.
It says if the late fees didn't max out at $2, it would have been around $2,000 that they owed.
Jeez.
Only?
That's-
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
It is 5 cents per day.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing. That's
My grandma wants to return this book. She is long dead, but I got my pride to.
I will accrue this debt. I will take it over for her.
And you know
in
what?
her honor.
If that says anything, support your public libraries.
Oh, they need it apparently.
Yeah.
They out almost $2,000 on some old technicality bullshit.
Dig her up. We need that money. Jesus Christ.
You better sell her bone.
Oh boy. All right. With that, we'll be calling the stream a close. But before that, we have, stream announcements. Monday, probably going to continue Hi-Fi Rush. Wednesday or Friday. Tuesday, obviously Tuesday Trials. Wednesday or Friday. Amber, look at your schedule. Ralph, if you're watching, look at your fucking schedule. We are going to play some goddamn Uno. This week. One of those days will be Uno. Other one, I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll either Ralph and I will play Power World, maybe sneak in some Lethal Company, or whatever. We'll figure something out. But yes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, of course, Sunday, the podcast of stuff.
DA and I will have our regular Revisited episode on Friday. We will have our regular stream on Saturday.
There you go.
Maybe a different video this week. Maybe, if I'm feeling it.
Okay. All right. And then potentially in the future, might see some not normal games being played, I guess.
Okay, okay.
No, I'm not from you, from what we've talked about. We'll see.
What are you talking about?
We'll see.
Okay.
Meme is intrigued now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. I know what
All
you're
right,
talking about.
there you go. I was like, look at your goddamn texts, man.
I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just stuff coming down the pipe, and then we're trying to right now. I'm trying to get this server that I'm working on up and running. The problem is that when I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is look at technical documentation and code and stuff about that stuff.
Hey, Mike.
You're there.
I get you.
Boy, don't you? Boy, fucking don't you?
There's no project I want to work on.
Yeah.
I throw my laptop to the side and lie down.
Exactly. Vegetate is what you do. Because it's basically like, in order for, I'm trying to make a Dropbox for us. Instead of going through Dropbox, and there's like software and stuff you set up and yada yada this and yada yada that. And I'm just looking at all the setup for this stuff, and it was just like a rough week at work. And I'm just like, I don't want. I just want to play Persona. I don't want to do this.
It's funny because when I was learning, I learned a little back end. I was like, I might want to set up a server someday. And I'm like, nah.
SQL sucks. But I think tomorrow I might spend some time to actually get some stuff set up. That way we can have the Twitch to YouTube pipeline actually work for us and get some more edited content on the 2200 channel. It's just right now it's basically just me, and I have as little of free time as I do. So, just stuff we're working on this year. All right. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the podcast of stuff, and we will see you next week.
Later.
There we go.